There we go. Now it's live. Don't say any gamer words.
Live with the opening or live with the?
No, you're live right now.
Oh, okay, okie dokie. I'm just making sure. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the multi-track streaming, as Hosidius called it. This is our first time using Restream. We are streaming right now both to YouTube and to Spoon's Rumble channel. The reason why we're doing this is because we're going to be talking about a sensitive topic that YouTube is very, very negative towards, and which recently struck a friend of the channel, Artemisia's stream, or his YouTube channel, just for talking about it. So when we're going to talk about other stuff, we're going to talk about some more fun things, and then we're going to talk about some of them are funny. Most of them are funny, silly political stuff. YouTube really does not want anyone talking about the thing that happened the other day. So for that reason, we will not be talking about it because YouTube doesn't like people talking about it. And yes, also, as Taste the Matrix has noticed, there is a new background. We thought we'd try it out. Spoon has developed this. Yes. I like it. Don't see anything yet on Spoon's Rumble. The link is in. Let me repost a link to the stream itself. Actually,
I can see it there.
In general. Yeah, hang on. Let me post a link to the. Here is a link to the Rumble. I will pin that.
Yeah,
we're trying our best, but we're boomers, okay?
Speak for yourself. I have both streams in front of me, by the way, so.
So you are sure that, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
What? This is the best thing about having a 40-inch screen is I have so much room for just like yes, gloriousness. I can see everything.
Let me know what you guys think about the new background. We're Spoon's been working on it for a while, but you know, I'm a big fan of the vaporwave stuff, the vaporwave aesthetic. But I like this. It's like heavenly. Yes. It's very heavenly.
Because I was looking for this background for ages, because I just wanted a spacey background, and so I went to look for. Because if you go to like iStock or whatever, there's a crap load of these. But you know, I'm not going to pay €45 for a background that's like 10 seconds long. Like you can take the piss. And then I went to just YouTube it, and oh my goodness, yeah, I found it. And so I just downloaded that. But it was like an hour-long one, and I went like, oh crap, so I have to just watch this for like roughly 30 seconds to see where does the loop begin. And so I got that one, yeah. And then...
No, of course, as I've told you, Spoon, like you have full access to any of the videos on, because this channel and your channel are both earmarked to use for my Storyblocks account. Yes. You can see anything you like on Storyblocks, just tell me if you want it, and I can download it for you, and then you're fine to use it.
Skyrim level up screen. Oh my god, it totally is.
It's very Skyrim level up screen now that I think about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I did is I just took, because we didn't have any monarchical things on the stream. Like, we are a monarchical channel, and we have no monarchical aesthetics.
Well, we had the crown. We did have the floating crown.
Yeah, but that's not
pretty monarchical.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's you know, the vaporwave thing. Like, whereas this looks, you know, classical architecture.
It's very cool. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, so I just thought like, ooh, how do I just get these two? I had like 6 of these, because me being an autistic asshole that is constantly chasing perfection, like, yeah, this looks good, but it's not, and like find these ones, like, yes, that.
Well, we'll see. In a little, well, I guess I can actually put up the poll now. Background, vapor, wave, gold, or astral one, which is the new one. Just you know, feel free to tell us what you think. If I'm down with both. I like both of them.
Yeah, same here.
Anywho, shall we start with a little bit of fun stuff before we get into the horribly depressing things? And I will be honest with you guys.
Ooh, Astral.
It seems to be doing well. But with 1 vote.
Never mind.
Anywho, no, it's Let's split.
I can vote for in favor of what I like. I like both, but
I know.
Yeah.
Let's start with
very
some fun
grand
stuff.
halling. Oh my
Or-
god, it's totally the halls of Valhalla.
It is the halls of Valhalla. Let's watch some fun stuff. So if you could pull up, I'm sharing my screen with you still, right? Yeah.
Yeah, should be do.
All
There we
right.
go.
Let's start out with some things that are less depressing. I do want to warn you guys is that I've only ever gotten a warning on my main channel once, and it was in relationship to the Christchurch shooting because I got very emotional about it, and I, even though I wrote out and scripted a video, mass shootings really screw with me a lot. So they emotionally affect me a lot, as I think they probably emotionally affect like everybody. Not you, apparently. It emotionally affects me. It turns on the like small woman side of my brain that exists.
What's emotions?
And I know, but it affects me. So if I get a little emotional, excuse me, we will do that part over on Rumble.
Oh
But
my
let's
god,
start with
I just
funnier
realized
stuff.
what
Mhm.
the columns remind me of.
What?
It reminds me of the Burning Gate
Oh yeah.
from the Burning Crusade. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the gate
Lamented-
of hellfire.
Lamented Guide for 5 says Dovahkiin intensifies what's on the menu. Some not fun stuff. Lamented Guide, but
People
yeah.
seem to
Oh,
like
and
the background.
so if you do want to send any super chats, send them over here. We do have a Streamlabs, I think, set up, but not set
Yeah.
up yet. We're only right
there
now.
is-
We're only
there
doing
is
this
one
for
on
tonight.
Rumble actually.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
I've never actually
Um,
set it up though, so I don't know where that money's gonna go.
Oh, I don't know if you can, but
No, but like if
Um,
you can send one on there. If someone wants to try, and I'll go on my account and see what happens. I don't know.
anywho,
but yeah.
I don't know. The only part of the stream that we're going to be covering is the really depressing stuff. So
Yes.
seems like the Astral version is a little bit more popular. Let's watch something funny to begin with. Let's start with a palate cleanser.
Oh, by the way,
Wait.
watch the girl's reaction on the right.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so watch this, guys.
Key, Fluoridization of counties, waves in opposition. Pamela Birch Fort, Florida State Conference of NAACP branches, waves in opposition. Anita Dick is an opponent.
You just gotta give him credit for like keeping a straight face.
I need a dick.
Opponent.
Go back a little bit. Just
You went
Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Position. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent. Waves in opposition.
is this real?
Jimmy, only Jimmy. Florida Apartment Association. Key, Florida.
See, William Nunya, we need some laughter right now. We need Anita Dick and Holden his cock. God bless Florida.
Oh my God, imagine if your son was Dick and the first thing I'm gonna name my child Anita.
My mom's name is Anita, you bastard.
Yeah, but your son name isn't Dick, so you're alright.
That's true. Oh my god, let's have some more levity before we get into the depressing shit, shall we?
Oh
I
my
called-
god.
I titled this. First of all,
I only watched like the first 10 seconds, by the way.
I watched the whole thing, but bless the patience of Zuby in this. Oh my god.
And goes, ladies, can you name a country in South America? Please, no repeats. La, 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 la.
All right, can you guys in the chat, hang on, can the chat name a country in South America?
That isn't
I would-
Mexico.
Well, that's Central America. I would still at least kind of like, I mean, it's Central America, but let's try to, name some countries in South America. There's a couple of them.
United States are down there causing trouble. Does that count?
Bill says, did you hear that?
See, I totally heard that.
Bill says the United States is always down there causing trouble. Does that count? Yeah, here we go. We got Venezuela, Colombia, Chile, Brazil, Peru, Uganda,
Portugal.
Portugal.
Honduras,
We're gonna get into that one.
Yeah.
Bolivia, Uruguay.
To be
So,
fair,
see-
our chat does have a
Panama,
sizable
Central
chunk of
America.
Europeans.
Right.
And I
So,
expect Europeans to know geography, whereas I don't
Right.
expect Americans to even know the
Honduras,
geography of their own
Central.
country, let alone fucking outside of it.
I think when my mom's been in the chat, and I think she has her full name in the chat when I said hi, mom. So it's fine. I'm super dog, so it doesn't matter. Anywho, so
But your mom's in the chat?
No, often she is though, and I think she posts under her real name. Like
okay.
it's fine. Anywho,
If she
so,
said hi, Mrs. Aiden,
she might be. Anywho, let's see if these ladies.
I'll be freaked out if
you guys.
someone just says hi in the chat, like, oh, that'll be her.
We
We have to behave.
I know when my mom's here. Now let's see if these lovely ladies can keep up with you guys in the chat.
They're women, so the answer will be no.
Real
Alright.
quick, country in South America.
One country.
We'll start with you.
Africa.
Okay.
What?
No, come on.
South America.
South America.
Okay, go ahead.
Asia, South
Let everyone go. Let everyone go, okay? So,
I feel like this is some bullshit.
Is it some bullshit?
country South America.
Yeah, one country, South America.
That's all.
I'm just being completely honest. I am not good at geographics. Everyone has their
Oh,
things.
Not gonna do
Geographics is not my thing.
As is correct, some Americans don't know where Mount Rushmore is. Yeah, I
It's
know.
in the
I've seen all
Dakotas,
those.
isn't it?
Yeah, but they do those on the street interviews, and Americans don't know. Thank you, Jarnegi, for the 5, by the way. But yeah, let's continue.
Yes, everywhere. And
You mean geography?
is that what it's called? See,
I don't even know geographics. You know,
Oh my god.
like she's a cute, but
No, she's not. She's got a hair hat on.
I like that style because that's what I do. But you know,
No, your hair is natural.
No, I have bleached blonde hair. I'm
Yeah,
a
but
total
your
bottle
hair is
blonde.
grown by you.
Oh yeah, it's not a wig.
Whereas that is a
I mean, it is a
new.
wig. Yeah, that's a wig, but still. Oh my god, look at this one woman on the right. Face palming.
I'm not saying right
So,
now.
hold on,
I'm
Taylor
a
just
fucking
asked,
thing.
is Falkland Island supposed to be a country or just an offshoot of the UK?
Yes. I think Falkland Islands, it's not its own country. Argentina thinks it's part of Argentina, obviously, but
Also,
other
why
people
William? Just
disagree.
because I said I'd respect Aiden's mother? Well, yes, because she is mother, and she
Yeah.
is older, therefore they should be respected. I don't know why that is controversial. I may be an asshole, but I have respect for my elders.
also my mom is a lovely woman.
Yes, and also I hate young people because they're idiots. Case in point, these fucking ones.
yeah, true. Not hashtag not all, but like.
No, of
come
course,
on.
I'm technically still a young person, but then again, I'm
We're the
basically
same
I'm
age, bro.
yes, but I'm basically a grumpy old man already
Mhm.
because I hate everyone, and I think far too many people are completely stupid.
Yeah, let's watch this though.
Just one
Brazil.
country though. One country. Name one country that you think is in South America.
Could it be Asia?
Fantastic.
Could it be Asia?
Do they know the difference between a country and a continent?
No.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm pulling out of my social studies.
That's fine. You got it.
Are you pulling out of your social studies? Okay, good.
You got it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Brazil.
All right.
Okay.
What about
She
you?
took my one.
Okay. Name
I'm
another
gonna go
one.
with Mexico.
Okay.
It's not correct, but at least she didn't name a
It's
continent.
outside the borders.
At least she didn't name a continent, right?
Dominican Republic.
Okay.
No, it's an island. It's not. I mean, but at least it's on like kind of the right hemisphere. You know what
At
I
least
mean?
it's outside. I'll give them.
Portugal.
Nice.
Portugal. Okay. Portugal. Very wrong, but all right.
Argentina.
Good
There you
job.
go.
Colombia.
There you go.
Amazing.
All right. Most of the girls got that wrong. Really?
I get it wrong?
You got three. You got three.
Can you break down what was real or what's not real?
Yes. So, wait. What did
Brazil was correct. Argentina was correct.
Brazil, Argentina, and someone said
I said
Colombia?
Colombia.
Colombia.
The
Those are
The
only three
rest,
that
the
were
rest
right.
were wrong.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So wait, hold on.
3. How many
Come on, the
women?
guy can't
1,
even
2,
count, come on.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 women, and 3 were able to name a country in South America.
He gave me a like I went good. He was like, no, you
You know the
good.
girl who
I was
said
like,
Colombia had a fat ass.
Look how the woman who said Africa and then Asia is mad because they told her, yeah, sure, you're right.
I like the way he says that he's shocked by the responses. Are you really?
I'm I don't know. I'm a little bit shocked at just how stupid these women are, but not really. I mean, why? These women are taught like the only thing they have to do in life is be pretty. And honestly, that's not wrong, is it? That all they have to do is be pretty and not too obnoxious, and they can land a dude to take care of them. The redneck ran for $10 says, "Hey, Spoon Daddy, don't be mean to your American viewers. We're cut above the average, you know, bell curves and whatnot." Yeah, well,
Okay,
I'm an American. He can't be super mean.
Okay, yeah, but you're also a monarchist. You're an unusual one. But the thing of it is, when I say I dislike the Americans, I mean like this stereotypical, whatever the hell this thing is. Right? Because I know my audience, obviously, well, they like me, so they don't mind me being somewhat heretical. I mean, I know there's plenty of Americans who go, we like the Constitution, but we do realize that our politicians are just psychotic morons. Which is fair enough, because they are. But yeah, like when you see this, like, you know when you guys used to have those old YouTube videos where like a comedian or like a late night host would go around and just ask Americans like general questions. So for
Yeah, they
example,
still
say,
do it. They still do that stuff all the
Yeah,
time. It gets
but things like,
billions of views.
what is the time with like an analog watch, or like
Oh,
can you name
yeah.
the currency of the UK? I don't
Yeah.
think I know what UK means.
No, I mean, like, it is astonishing the ignorance of average people. There is something that I would say to that is that
Someone called me an
when people are-
Australian in chat. Those are fighting words.
I would say there is something to be said about it. It is a bit of it's probably not on the podcast so much, however, the on the street interviews. I think there is a certain effect that happens. People feel like they're being put on the spot, and like regular people who have never had a microphone in front of them in their entire lives, they go, "Oh shit," and they just blank out of nerves. And so
Really?
I think that's maybe that explains some of it. Also, this has not been edited. Sometimes just on the street interviews, they only, include the ones that are really stupid. But yeah, normies, I think in general have, and these are the people who also like will call you a bigot on Twitter and stuff, and yeah, but Bill said, well, actually, the reason why is because bigot, as Bill has informed me, is a slur against the Norman French. It is a ethnic slur for people who are Norman French, which Bill and other Guernsey people are predominantly, or How's
How's it
Norman
pronounced
French.
in Bijou?
I guess. Yeah. So even the word bigot is a slur. The more you know.
Ah, damn door.
And I'm fucking wrong.
I mean,
Two
Mexico is actually in North America, and the Dominican Republic is in the
Well, where
Caribbean.
is Asia?
Asia's
Another
a-
continent.
Asia's another continent, you
Where is Asia?
It's on the other side of the world, actually.
Yeah.
You know what? Someone said Africa, and I remembered Africa being close to Asia, and I'm like, well, if she must be right, then Asia must be it as well.
Hold on, wait. Did she just say Asia is close to Africa?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's closer than America.
Oh,
You know, I guess.
You see this kind of stuff. I already have how can I say this politely? Disparate views about race and sex. If I see these kind of things, like, oh god, it just amplifies everything that I already think. Like, yeah, there's certain group of people that are superior.
Brittany isn't in Britain. Tripped you up when you learned that in the game. Engineer. Yeah, it's also in France.
Fucking hell, Africa is close
Yeah.
to Asia. Jesus Christ. I think
So-
it's fucking continents you're dealing with,
I
you
know.
dozy bint.
Let's look at some more stupidity. Here is Brandon being
Oh,
he has
this
to
is
be told how to
fucking
do
funny.
everything.
Down the ramp. And we have people lined up on the left over here. Some union leaders and workers.
Mike is clean as shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Your mark is going to be the blue one to the left.
How y'all doing?
You've got a blue mark, and that's okay.
I'll stay in my blue mark, and then I'm going to say load each one of you.
Yes, sir. I'll help you get started.
My God.
Okay. Question for
The
you.
leader of the free world, friends.
Okay. First of all, we all know that
Uh-huh.
he's leading fucking shit.
No shit.
Everybody knows he's not the president. But the conspiracy theory and dun. How many of you guys think shit like this is leaked deliberately to kick him off the campaign trail for 2024?
I don't know.
Because
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
be surprised if there's some other disgruntled staffer that are just from like, yeah, we're just gonna fuck with him and
Yeah.
do this shit. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, because whenever I see because the way the thing that's weird to me is, look how it's being recorded.
Secret babysitter service.
But the way this is recorded, it's not like
I
it looks like a
almost thought this
photo
was
op.
fake. It feels fake. It feels like a deep fake. But I mean, as far as I know, this is real.
Yeah, that's right.
And judging from the way he behaves and has behaved, his
That's
entire
totally Biden.
presidency,
Yeah.
Amsang for 5 says, and vandalism is derogatory towards the Vandals. The Germanic tribe blamed for the sack of Rome. Yes, 100%.
Oh yeah, the chat seems to agree that is definitely.
Yeah.
Oh no, they don't want Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom is a white dude, and Kamala Harris.
Oh,
Yeah, Kamala Harris will be.
If Gavin Nuisance is the best that the Dems have,
They're
that's
fucked.
sad. That is very sad. The only thing that Biden had going for him is that he was Obama's vice president. That's all he's ever had.
Do you know who would be the most competent person they could possibly bring to the table? And
Who?
people in the chat are going to lose their shit if I say this.
All right, I might lose my shit.
Mm-hmm. But this is honestly the best person, Jen Psaki.
Why? Jen Psaki, I don't think she's old enough to run, is she?
She's like 48.
How old is Jen Psaki?
She's like in her late 40s. She's almost 50.
She's 44. I think you have to be 45, yeah?
Yeah. No, to
So-
run you can be 35 and run.
For president? I thought it was 40. Or
No, it's
45.
35.
35, okay.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you know that better than I do? Age.
Because I'm an autist.
It is 35, right? You're correct. I
Hmm.
was wrong on that. I thought it was older than that. I know. I think that would be disastrous, by the way. Why would you think Jen Psaki?
Because she is bulletproof and she can lie with a straight face better than any politician of the Democrats right now.
She's awful. Everyone hates her. I don't know. I can't.
Give me a
Tell me
single
what he was
person.
saying.
Give me a single
David
person.
Duke.
give me a single person on the Democrats right now that can hold a microphone with a steady face and bullshit better than her.
Oh, you're right on that one, but no one can
Yeah.
tolerate her, so I don't think so. She can
It-
certainly bullshit with the best of them, but I don't think that's. There's a reason why she's not the press secretary anymore, isn't there?
Yes, because there was a black bitch that wanted to take her shit.
Korean Jean-Pierre. Yeah.
Yes,
Who-
or
who-
diversity
who,
hire.
who I have a video of tonight. Slosher5 Canadian says your comment about the girls Zuby interviewed reminded me of a Daniel Tosh joke. Quote, being an
It's a
ugly woman
man.
is like being a guy. You're gonna have to work. Hey, speaking as an average woman, it's fucking true. Like I'm a very like average looking broad, you know what I mean? And I've never had I don't know what hot woman privilege is like. In that
Yeah,
sense.
but when you
Like-
talk, you make men do all kinds of dumb shit. That's your key. It's like when you do that Asian voice or even just an inflection, men go completely gagas and stupid around you.
Well, probably, but
The
I mean, I
chat
don't-
goes fucking gagas and stupid.
still like, you know, I mean, I've done cosplay and stuff, but I'm also 32. Like, I'm outside of my prime to be like hot and stuff. But even then, like, I've
You
never.
could make a fortune doing voiceovers for that voice. You realize that?
Probably, but whatever.
If
A
I
lot
get,
of these
if I-
women-
if-
a lot of
I-
these
I
women,
gu-
by the
I
way-
guarantee you, I can raise $2.5 grand in probably a week if we can get you to read like half an hour of a story.
God. But a lot of the women on these panels, so like on that one and on the whatever podcast who they get, think they are so much hotter than they are. It kind of boggles my mind. It's like these like solid sevens acting like they're tens. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
I
it's
want
like,
a man who is
ladies,
6 foot, a
ladies.
millionaire, and has a 6-pack ab, and can basically tickle my you know, fucking taking my tonsils with his penis, and it's like that is like 0.05% of men. Do you think you're 0.5% of women? Yeah, exactly. Fucking lower
It's like-
expectations, you dozy bint.
But like again, but it's like ladies understand that.
Don't
First of all,
lowball.
like,
Do you think 2.5 grand is lowballing? Really?
I don't know, but
Apparently,
like,
apparently that's lowballing. Apparently you're worth way more, which is insane, by the way.
Oh, you guys are talking me up. All I'd say is like is to the women out there who have these like the women who are like solid 6s or 7s who see themselves as 10s and have nothing going for them, right? Other than appearance, and because they're 22, which is, you know, if you're a 7 at 22, that's gonna rapidly decline, ladies. Just saying, like
Unless you happen to grow some booba.
or something. I don't know. Yeah, if you get a bunch of plastic surgery,
Just grow a bum. Like squat, for God's sakes.
I guess so.
It's not difficult to grow an
but
ass. It just requires
really-
chicken
it
and
just-
getting off your ass quite literally.
It's really like these girls have been told that there's nothing, and they reiterate it, and it's feminism actually that has implemented this in their minds, which is that all I need is to be pretty, and a man will come and take care of me. And if they don't, then it's
That used to be
sexist,
true,
right?
though.
But it used to be true in a good way. Now
Yes.
it's like, but at the same time, I still want all those things that would have been the case before feminism, but I also want to be a bitch. And I also want to nag
I'm
and
entitled.
be obnoxious and entitled and insufferable and complain about the patriarchy 24/7.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, please,
While,
can
while I
some
have the
man
protection
come
of
and
the
save me?
of the patriarchy
Can I
in every way.
please? Can some man please come and protect me? And it's like, look, I'm all on board with that part about can a man please come and protect me? That's women's role in society is find a man to protect you and have children with him or settle down, whatever, you know.
There was a quote I
But
saw
then
earlier.
don't nag him and be a cunt and talk about the patriarchy and fuck a billion guys and think that you should be allowed to have extramarital affairs and all this kind of nonsense, right? Like that's the part where it's gotten all screwed and fucky wucky.
Johnny, I'm not going to confirm or deny.
William Nunya for 5 says, block from posting the link in a super chat. We'll post it in chat at Spoon. See, or you can DM me if you have me on Discord, William. Either or. I mean,
You can just put it in the chat.
well, he says see, post in chat. If I don't have William Nunya as a mod, he might not be able to post. Hang on.
Well, I can see it, so what's wrong?
Oh, can you find it? Can you see the link?
Is it what link?
He said he was trying to post a link and it wouldn't let him post it in the super chat.
Oh, that's probably why.
Hang on. You go here and find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
A ship like that seems to be rather superfluous,
Okay.
really.
I've added you as a mod in the channel, William. You should be able to post a link now.
But then,
There we go.
yes. That's probably a link for you. Oh, okay. So that's a link for me. Hold on.
Oh, this is about the church shooting, which the thing that we will not be talking about on this part of the stream. But thank you, William. I will look at that later. Okay. We're not talking about that on this segment of the stream. Hats Up Over 5 says, let's circle back to when America was great again. I would love to. Unfortunately, democracy, even a
So
democratic
prior to
republic-
1776, basically.
No, like just about 1776.
Yeah, so basically
Yeah, I got-
before the U.S. Constitution and the Articles of Confederation. Basically before America had President Washington, when they still had John Hanson.
Hey, the people asking for me to be on Lotus Eaters, I think I have kind of an open invitation, although I don't think we've talked about it too exclusively, but it's a little early for me to announce this, so don't take anything I'm saying here
You
too
two
seriously.
would gang up on Carl.
Yeah, about an anime being gay.
Get Harry
Don't take
involved.
take anything I'm saying here as in any way solidified. These are floating around ideas. I actually probably shouldn't say it then, should I? Because I don't want to announce anything.
No, probably not then.
It might happen. Is all I'm saying. It might happen. We'll see. In the fall. In the fall, it could potentially happen in the fall. We'll see. DRT is king for $5 says Turkey is in Asia. It was called Asia Minor, and it's closer to Egypt than Florida is to Texas, but North Africa isn't really African, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, again, things are relative in that way. Dornegi for 5 says Spoon doesn't need to feel jealous. I'm sure he's got plenty of female sims for just his voice. Oh yeah, you've got women love your voice, dude.
Moving on.
Oh, you get all kinds of female simpage.
Fortunately, in my videos, the chat is overwhelmingly men, which is good. I mean, there's a couple of ladies that like it, and the funny thing it is, I thought that I would piss off a lot of women because one of the most controversial videos I made was like quite early on, is I said women shouldn't vote, and bizarrely the chat was overwhelmingly.
Women actually want you to say that.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
And the chat was overwhelmingly women. The women just went, "Oh my god, yes, we agree," because we know women are nuts.
Women know women.
Yes.
No one knows women better than women, and you know who hates women?
Women.
Women. Women hate women.
I do remember one chat specifically said, "Oh my god, yes, I've had several bosses in my life who are women. Please give me a male boss every time."
Every time.
Because women can't run shit. Like they just straight up say like.
That's entirely true.
Okay, but like that's their perspective. They're just like, please, can you give me a man because men can just run shit and women can't. I'm like,
I would
wow,
say,
it's like you should. But I feel like if you're a woman and you say that, if you're a woman, sorry, my apologies, say that to a guy because guys need to hear that shit.
Yeah,
like course. You're a woman, your voice has value.
I would say, I've had a couple of bosses in my life, but the 2 bosses I've had for my longest running jobs were both women, and. The boss at my first job, the first job I ever had, was a woman, and she was a mom. She's a good Christian woman, and she was wonderful. Like I was only, I think I was 20 when I got that job, and she was like a total mother figure to me. Like there was, she was a happily married, middle-aged woman. We're not in competition for anything, right? And so she was like, being very maternal to me, in terms of, she knew it was my first job. She was awesome. She always tried to include me in things, and it was great. Like in that way, it can be very helpful to have a female role model, right? I had a great female role model in my first boss. My second boss, who was a woman in a long held job, wasn't bad. But she would make like weird derogatory comments about my clothing and stuff.
Passive aggressive?
Very passive aggressive stuff about like, because I would wear pants and a button up shirt, and she always wore like peplum dresses and very, very Mad Men-y style office situation there. And I dressed very functionally. And she made some comments about it. She was really nice, overwhelmingly, but I do think maybe there was some weird shit there. I don't know. She was beautiful, by the way. She was lovely and physically very beautiful woman, and relatively young.
By the way, someone in the chat just said, so Spoon prefers like male simps to women. Yeah, actually, because a woman simp is going to like me for my appearance or my voice, whereas a guy will actually like me for what I have to say. Yeah. So I would prefer a male audience, to be brutally honest.
Did she have a point about me dressing more feminine? Yeah, she probably did, actually. She probably was right. Is that like, you should like dress, I was dressed professionally. I was wearing slacks and button-up shirts. I was dressed like a man, because I don't know, it was easier, I guess, rather than dressing hyper feminine. I know. I guess I should have. I love peplum dresses and stuff. I just it's like annoying when you had to get up at like 6 and 5 in the morning to go to work and try to get real dressed up. Personally, so maybe she was right about it though. Gary Thomas for 10. Well, you know what? Probably too. If it was like, okay, what is the purpose of being at that point I would have been like a 23-year-old woman at a architecture engineering firm where every man who works there makes $200,000+ a year. Every man who works there is super like loaded. She was probably telling me that to be like, yo, dress up. I mean, she probably actually was giving me advice. Dress up and find yourself a husband at this AE firm. So that, you know, that's probably what she was actually trying to do, is like, go land yourself one of these rich as fuck dudes, you know?
I mean, that's kind of a normal thing to do. So
I think that might have been what she was, now thinking back, and maybe she was just trying to give me some pointers, which is based, I guess. In which case, I have nothing bad to say about my 2 female bosses.
yeah. And also, Rob, I think the song, if I were to have a song for like the men in my chat, it'll be "Drunken Sailor."
Mm-hmm.
It's because I like that song. It used to annoy the crap out of a friend of mine. And because if I play Black Flag, Assassin's Creed, that is like the song that I always have going on. So you just sail the open seas and singing what should we do with the drunken sailor? Good times.
No, well, Michael, one of the things she did say like one time that one of my dresses was too short, but she used to just comment on my clothing a lot. And it was just because I was like a little bit heavy, I think. So one time she did say one of my dresses was too short. And then she also said that I something about me dressing very masculine one time.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Because I would wear what I wore the vast majority of time. I didn't fit in with the office culture is what it was. No matter what,
I didn't see you fit in with an office culture in general.
I fit in really well in my first office, which is all the clothes I wore.
Bad chat, writing naughty words.
Stop writing N-word towers, chat. Anyway, Gary Thomas for $10 says, 1 out of 2, that video with Zuby and the woman reminds me of how Chunky Yogurt once said that Japan, along with most other countries on Earth, was inherently left. Oh my god, that's so wrong. Yeah, 2, what makes Japan left-wing? Its strict immigration policies, or 80% of the voting public that supports the death penalty? Americans are so solipsistic sometimes. Yeah, Chunk is a fucking moron.
The country that was an empire for the overwhelming majority of its history? That's a left-wing, like... Oh my god. The country that nowadays is probably the most nationalistic countries of democracies next to what, maybe Hungary? And you think that country is left wing? Jank, you're a moron.
I do want to get in the jank stuff, but let's go forward. And speaking of left wing, I just want to talk about this for a minute. Literally like a minute or two. Look at this shit, guys. Now we have had Destiny on the show in the past.
Can I make it a bit bigger?
Yeah, I can make it a little bit bigger, but you're
going
to see why I don't want to make it bigger here in just a second. Okay. So Max Carson, otherwise known as Mr. Girl, has released this manifesto on Destiny. Stop making towers. Just kidding. This is a libertarian chat. This is a libertarian monarchy. Build all the towers you want. So...
And also, Aiden did not object to the fact that you made them. She was objecting to the spelling. It was atrocious.
Exactly. Okay, so this guy has put out this manifesto on Stephen Bonnell II, aka Destiny, and it's just, I want to just look. I read most of this, guys. I skipped a whole lot of it because it gets very redundant, but I want to show you.
Holy shit, that is long.
Wait, just wait. I'm going to show you how long this is supposed to prove that Destiny is like a sex pest, because women approach him, he has sex with them, and then he doesn't want to have sex with them anymore, and then they go insane. Now,
I would have sex with Destiny.
Women are like, there's so many women who want his D, dude.
Why?
Like he's famous,
but he's not attractive.
Have you seen the blue hair?
Yes, that's what his hair looks like. Fucking cotton candy.
Have you seen the blue hair look? I mean, it's.
I have no hair I can pull off.
Dude, but he let's be real. He's left leaning. He's a feminist. He's
cringe.
He's well, let's call it charismatic. He's like good at debating. He's good at talking, and he's most importantly famous. So all of these women are like throwing themselves at him, and then he fucks them, and then they go insane, which is what I really got out of this. They go nuts and have personality disorders. Max Carson, aka Mr. Girl, released this document in order to epically own Destiny and forever label him as a sex pest. I read most of it, and the answer is exactly what I just told you guys, is that Destiny humps and dumps women, which is if you can do it, why not? I mean, if
that doesn't speak really well of liberalism.
I'm just saying, well, like if
What
if
is a
that's
woman's
how
role in life? To be a cum-dumping slut, apparently.
well, you're all liberals, right? So you all think that's okay. Spoon and I would probably disagree in that we don't think that it's good for society to be like that. But if you're all agree that this is the way that society should be, is that it should be okay to have casual sexual relationships, then why are you mad at him for doing it? But look,
you do realize what you're doing is
look-
you're basically turning your body into a drug lab.
I agree.
And like
but
an
look,
actual drug use, it gives you scars that people
Look-
can recognize.
at this document.
How many words are in this?
I don't know.
I
I can go check in a second.
40,000? I mean, this is a book.
Look at it's got to be something like 10,000 words. Or not
That's
10,000.
way
100,000,
more than that.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, like 100,000.
This-
Look
this- yeah,
at this fucking document.
This is a book.
It is a book. And most of it is just like chat logs and stuff. Here, I'll pop it into MS Word real quick and we'll see how long it is. Because, oh my god, it probably take Word a second to... Yeah, it's gonna take a second. Oh my god, how does it... Please don't break my computer.
Hey, your name's listed there.
Where was my name on it?
It says there, right there, Aiden, but do you like Kanye?
Oh, that's not me.
Are
It's
you sure?
another person named Aiden. Yeah.
Oh. But it says, do you like Kanye? And that sounds like something you would say.
No, that's not me. This is another person named Aiden. It is 100,000 words. 100,000 pointless fucking words. Words. Pointless. The dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Don't be intimidated. I'm not intimidated. Who the hell ought to be intimidated about? I'm confused.
So, speaking of like pointless, stupid allegations, another nice little segue here.
Trump?
Trump. This is salon.com. It's
Oh,
like
is
his
this Chauncey, is
PhD
it?
thesis. Yes, this is Chauncey.
Oh my
Jennifer
goodness.
from
By the way,
Salon.
tell me, now let me just be honest with you guys. If a black guy came to you and said his name was Chauncey de Vega, what do you think the chances of that guy being gay is on a scale of 1 to 100%?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if you,
yeah.
just picture the caricature of gay guy that you have in your head with that kind of a name. Because I went to go listen to his podcast. It is exactly the voice in your head. If you think he sounds like a more feminine version of, say, Carlton in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you would be correct. Because I listened, like, you sound like a crossbred between him and Don Lemon, even gayer. And yes, like, his opening thing to his podcast is he sings. I'm not kidding. This is legitimately what he does. I'm like, you are Fruit Loop than a motherfucker. Because I just feel like, I bet you this guy's like, yeah, he's a stereotypical walking F word. And if you read the stuff that he writes, this guy uses fascism the way that most people would use a comma.
Yeah. Okay. But
For once, he was right.
astonishingly, he managed to have some self-awareness. How
Yeah,
the
for
Stormy
5
Daniels
seconds.
case could backfire in Trump's favor. The Department of Justice slows
Yeah, he's
slow build of a case against...
sorry, the Robin chat is like he's gay and gay. Yeah, if you know what that means. Yeah, he is gay and gay.
The Department of Justice's slow build of a case against Donald Trump may end like the mystery of Al Capone's vault. The walls are finally closing in on Donald Trump. Donald Trump is in
damn
big
it.
trouble. Justice has finally come for
God
Donald
damn
Trump,
it,
and there's
Dan.
no way he can possibly escape this time. During the last 7 years, the American people and the world have heard some version of this sentiment many times. Yeah, it's called cope.
Yeah.
This
You,
week,
you
those
sound like a
voices-
drug addict.
I know.
Oh my god, it's
Just need one more. Just need a little bit more. Give me,
been
I need a little
6
bit more.
years.
Please, give me some more of that.
chasing a high that will never ever
right.
come.
Tracing the dragon.
That's like you
The
will.
Trump dragon. And this week, those voices are screaming even louder as Trump is supposedly set to be indicted by a grand jury in New York for alleged crimes connected to hush money payments he paid to his mistress Stormy Daniels in 2016. Alas, the interminable wait for Trump to finally be held accountable for his many crimes, continues. As
That's
the
more
grand jury
coke.
in Manhattan did not convene on Wednesday. And now, as we discussed earlier, Spoon, they're taking a month off.
I wonder why.
Yeah, interesting, right? If justice, sorry,
You know what that
excuse me,
means, right?
That this is going nowhere.
It basically
This is
just means like
bullshit.
it's just gonna give us a month to just phase this out of the news cycle because people are gonna forget about it
Yeah.
in about 5 days.
Yeah. Ooh, good one, Furious Dan. Chasing the dragon energy. Yeah. Contrary to the excitement, premature celebrations, and sense of anticipation for Trump's imminent indictment in New York, I find the whole matter to be very anticlimactic and deflating. No shit, because nothing happened.
Make
To
it bigger,
paraphrase the. Okay, one sec.
Sounds shady as fuck, but yeah, thank you.
To paraphrase a legendary professional wrestler commentator Jim Ross, there is not much sizzle here, and the steak is rather boring. If justice is indeed chasing Donald Trump in an earnest and serious way, it needs to hurry up. It's been 6 years. Otherwise, a trial for hush money payments and violating you can't do this. It's all out of the statute of limitations.
Yes.
Trump has committed a litany of serious crimes,
No, he hasn't.
most notably the Jan 6 coup attempt. Go and peacefully assemble. He
Oh,
told
by the
them
way-
then to go home when it started to get crazy.
I was.
How is it? How is it a crime, you lunatic?
I was shown what some a content creator that you and I know, Aiden, said about that, and I laughed my ass off.
Which was
That is a serious offense.
him telling them to go home.
No, he said that January 6th was a serious offense, and I'm like, did you see the footage?
Then how can we keep now being? It keeps coming out month after month after month that the whole thing was bullshit, and these
I know,
are
that's why it's funny.
excuse the term of phrase, trumped up charges.
Also, come on, I've said this before many times, and I'll say it again. The
Well, because we were
idea-
fucking right from second one about this.
Well, yeah, but again, I'll say this again. I'll say it over and over again. The idea that a bunch of no, it wasn't there. The idea that a bunch of trumped up Trump supporters with no guns and ammunition or any weaponry of any kind is going to
How are they going
unarmed
to overthrow the government?
storm the Capitol and stage a successful, bloodless, unarmed
Guess
coup
what?
against the most militarized nation is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
But that would have been amazing if they had. It would have been a bloodless coup, right? If it was a coup, it would have been a bloodless one, was it not?
Like,
If it was, which it wasn't, but if it was, it would have been a bloodless one because nobody was armed except for the Capitol Police who
if it
shot
was,
a woman in the neck.
it would have been the most successful coup in the history of
Ashley
of our species.
Babbitt. Yes, it would have been the most bloodless coup in the entire history
Yeah.
of the world, right? And
But
his
also would show you
attempt
that our
to
government is, or that your
blackmail-
government is really shit.
Wait, what is this referring to? Attempt to blackmail the country leaders of Ukraine into illegally supporting his attempt to subvert the 2020 election? What the fuck is that referring to?
That he was.
Are you talking about? Are you
he
talking
was-
about how?
It was the
when-
second
when-
impeachment. He was withholding weapons until they
Oh.
investigate Biden,
And-
which is not blackmail.
Whoa, son of a bitch, huh? You mean how Biden got Victor Shokin fired? Is that what you're referring to? Oh no, it's something else.
Yeah.
They are not going to give weapons to Ukraine until they investigate
Yeah.
the involvement of the Biden
Yeah,
family.
and that was to stop an investigation.
Well,
Trump was
son
to
of a
actually
bitch.
start one.
Right. Well, son of a bitch, as Trump said, or as Biden said
Son
about
of a bitch, he got
well,
fired. Yeah,
son of a bitch got him fired, huh? Cute.
ridiculous.
Hey, Cabal prevails. Hello, Merlin. Never to be overlooked or forgotten. Like to the point where I didn't even know what the fuck this was referring to because
yeah,
it's such a
he's,
nothing
he's,
burger.
he's second impeachment.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yep. However, Trump and his regime
Spoon
also
is a
committed
dork
acts
and
of
he knows weird news pieces.
democide against the American people, which resulted in at least 1 million deaths from the coronavirus.
Oh, shut up! It was worldwide. You fucking.
What
moron.
a lunatic!
That doesn't make any sense.
Operation Warp Speed was Trump's thing.
Although if
The vaccine that you dance around and dress up as hypodermic needles to dance around about was fast tracked by Donald J. Trump.
yes,
You lunatic.
and you people had a problem with it up until Biden got into office, and suddenly you stopped giving a shit.
Right. Yeah, Cabal
Yeah.
prevails. To paraphrase a legendary professional wrestling commentator, he did it again. He's done this twice. He did it twice in the same article. Do
No.
you even proofread your shit, you loon?
No.
That Trump has escaped justice for his presidential crime spree and the
Such
decades
as?
of crimes he has committed beforehand
Again,
is an
this is just
indictment
rhetoric.
of American democracy. So he goes on and on, on and on and on. As a practical matter, what is the actual likelihood of convicting Trump for the crimes he allegedly committed in the Stormy Daniels case? In a new essay for New York Magazine, Ankush Kadori explains the prospective prosecution is being described among liberal observers as the least significant and weakest one facing Trump, the hardest to prove among all the legal cases facing Trump, one with manifold legal and evidentiary problems. So, in other words, all of them are bullshit, but this one is the most bullshit. The one that they just tried to arrest Trump over is even according to people who hate Trump and think that the other ones have some legal value, which of course they don't, is the most bullshit, is the weakest possible legal case. For those who don't remember, with Stormy Daniels is a prostitute who had an affair with Trump, and he basically, she's like, he paid a whore a bunch of money that he had sex with, and he paid
I don't
her.
think he did.
Well, apparently he didn't. It was his attorney.
No. I don't think he had sex with her.
You didn't get sex with her?
No.
Why did his attorney pay her money then?
For the same reason that Elon Musk paid one chick.
I guess so.
Which is that why the hell would I bother with this? Yeah.
Right. Just pay the whore to leave.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Trump's, like, what Trump usually would go for. And you think that is something that he would bang? Really? Why? Also, she has connections to the DNC. That I didn't know about up until I was watching a video with Sebastian Gorka and Razor Fist. And they went into details about some of the characters behind her, whose names I can't quite remember right now, but I'm like, oh, okay. If Razor Fist brings receipts, I'm inclined to believe him, so...
What is that quote from? You're paying for the whore to leave.
Well, you're paying for the whore to leave, not for her to stay? That was South Park.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, it's from something else. Like,
no, it's from Scrubs. From Scrubs. It's from South Park. We just said, like, a prostitution... yeah.
It might actually be an Andrew Tate quote, I think.
No,
I
it
can't remember.
It was South Park.
I mean, it is from... I think there is a quote that's similar to that from South Park. But there's another thing where it's like...
Chef singing it.
No, it's not a song. It's a quote from something else. Where... Oh, man. I should know this. Where it's... You're paying for the whore to leave. It might actually be an Andrew Tate quote. I'm trying to remember where it's from. Damn, I can't recall it, though.
Yeah, Trump was a germaphobe. Yeah, I'm probably inclined to believe that, actually.
I don't know. She admitted that there was no affair, so he didn't even sleep with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a stand-up comedian, but I think it's actually from a stand-up comedian.
It sounds like something Patrice O'Neal would say.
It does sound like a Patrice O'Neal quote, but I just can't remember where it's from. If you give me more time, I'll be able to think of it eventually. Yeah, it's way older than Andrew Tate. What is it? Yeah, you're paying for the whore to leave. Damn, I wish I could remember where it's from. Oh well, maybe our collective intelligence will come up with it. I do believe it's from stand-up comedy, but I don't know. Anywho,
it's not George Carlin, is it?
No, there are concerns. It's one of the stand-up comics that I listen to.
Richard Pryor?
No, like a modern
older one or non one?
More modern.
Okay. I wouldn't know. I don't listen to modern.
It's not the Chef Prostitute song. Oh man, whatever.
Totally
during an appearance last week on MSNBC, a former U.S. attorney in Georgia during the Obama admin lamented the fact that Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who is a loser, may be the first to charge Trump rather than the Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith or Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis in Georgia. I wish these prosecutors would get somewhere in a room together and talk about who has the strongest case and who's got the most evidence and who can actually do something. That
doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Yeah, they're like, please collaborate so that you can find something on this dude.
Yeah.
And who's got the most evidence, who can actually do something, as opposed to worrying about who's got to be the first one to get to the watering trough, he said, adding, like others have argued, that he did not find the case very compelling. No shit. It's hard to venture a definitive view of any of this at the moment, particularly since we will not know for certain what charges Bragg's office is bringing unless and until there's an actual indictment. This is indeed the theory that Bragg's office is contemplating. The hand-wringers have fair reasons to worry. In New York, a defendant can be convicted of falsifying business records at the misdemeanor level. So again, remember, this is a misdemeanor if he makes or causes false entry in the business records of an enterprise and does so with intent to defraud. The charge can be escalated to low-level felony with a 4-year maximum term of imprisonment if the defendant intended to commit another crime or aid in concealment in the commission thereof. So they're hoping for the felony, but they don't have any other felony to connect this to. So it is a misdemeanor. It's a misdemeanor. Cardori continues, for the time being, we find ourselves preparing for literally unprecedented and deeply strange situation, one that owes its existence first and foremost to Trump and his endless creativity in generating new legal problems. You mean the ones that you're generating? And you are literally explaining how you're desperately trying to create, as well as the Republican Party's seemingly endless appetite for indulging his excesses, but also a democratic legal establishment that has struggled for years to manage those concerns on behalf of the public in a responsible, fulsome, and orderly manner. Whether Bragg and his team of prosecutors can break that pattern remains to be unseen. In other words, even Democrats are saying this is the worst possible angle to go.
It's not going to work.
At.
We all knew this, by the way. Like, I remember when this came in the news, and then we're like, oh my goodness, Trump is going to, and all of us just went, no, it isn't. It is going to be yet another thing that's just going to fall. Which?
I got the quote. It's Dick Masterson. It's Dick Masterson on Dr. Phil. It's Dick Masterson on Dr. Phil. You're paying for that's it. Let me find this real quick.
Has this been in the back of your mind for like the past 5 minutes?
Yeah, I've been trying to think about what that quote was from.
Is it when he was trolling them with the misogynist guy?
Yeah. Hang on.
I remember the chick he said, like, if you were on the treadmill, and her
if you were on the treadmill, you'd be at the front.
Which is basically saying you're cute, but you're fat. This is worse things you could be
might be
saying,
near the front. Oh shoot. Why can't I find the Dick Masterson clip? Is this the whole... Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find this.
Really?
No, I want to just play the clip because it's hilarious. If people haven't seen it, it's so fucking funny. Well, I can find Dick reacting to the clip.
It's apparently Clark Gable.
I've been... Okay, here we go. Here it is.
There's nothing more...
Yeah. All right. I have to apologize before I play this because there is a... Look, it's an old clip and there's a really annoying sound. You can probably already hear it, but it's in this clip. It's really early on where he says that alimony is the same thing. Alimony is the same thing as paying for a prostitute. You're paying for the whore to leave. That's the
more liberating and freeing to a woman than chauvinism.
Agreed. I love it. Dick, chauvinist.
I like the way he looks like Andrew Tate.
This is one of the best clips that has ever existed in the entirety of the internet.
A woman has no responsibilities because I don't expect her to get anything right. All women are whores. They trade sex for money, they trade sex for cars. How is prostitution illegal, but alimony isn't? They're basically the same thing. You're paying for the whore to leave.
There it is. How is prostitution illegal, but alimony isn't? It's basically the same thing. You're paying for the whore to leave. There's the quote. That's what I was looking for. Gotti. Lads, I have found it.
I mean, there is an element of truth to that.
Yeah, Andrew Tate stole Dick's bit. He sure did. Okay, so there's this border crisis shit with Mayorkas.
There are crises at our southern border.
Senator, there is a very significant...
That's a yes or no question.
There's a very significant...
Is there a crisis?
Senator, there's a very significant challenge...
I think your microphone is not on.
There is a very significant challenge that we are facing.
Yes or no, is there a crisis?
I believe I've addressed that question.
So you're refusing to answer?
Senator, there is a very significant challenge, and
will you answer if there's a crisis?
Therefore, we are dedicating the resources.
What a slimy little eel. What a weasel.
Okay, so you're refusing to answer. Well, Secretary Mayorkas, I'll tell you someone who is willing to answer, which is your and President Biden's chief of the Border Patrol in a sworn deposition in July of 2022 when asked, would you agree, Chief Ortiz, that the southern border is currently in crisis? Answer, yes. Notice none of those wiggle words, none of that equivocation. One word, one syllable, yes. Are you willing to speak with the same clarity as Chief Ortiz? Is there a crisis at our southern border, yes or no?
Senator, I'm very proud to work alongside.
So you
and
refuse to
support-
answer.
What? Does this not drive you insane, Spoon?
Okay, what?
When they refuse to answer really basic questions, yes or no questions.
What drives me insane is not the way that they answer. What drives me insane is that the fact that nothing fucking happens from any of these hearings ever. This is theater. This is all it is. Like, these people get paid to have a camera from their face and do this shit, but neither party does fuck all.
Like,
Afterwards,
I would
they probably
say-
shake hands and go for a drink. They don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I would say that when we do see these things, I think you're probably correct. But Ted Cruz, the Cruz missile, he is the Cruz missile when it comes to these hearings. He is an excellent lawyer, right?
He's not stupid.
Whatever you think about Ted Cruz, he's a fantastic lawyer. He knows how to just nail somebody in the courtroom. And I love watching it every single time.
The three best people that I've seen is him, Josh Hawley, and Senator Kennedy.
All three of them are excellent. I honestly think Cruz is the best. Cruz crucifies people.
I like Senator
right?
Kennedy the most because of his accent.
I like his accent as well.
Yes.
But Cruz is damn good. I liked this interaction a lot.
Senator John Kennedy.
Yeah, he's got that nice little southern drawl.
Sir, let me ask you the next question. Has the crisis at our southern border made Americans less safe, yes or no?
Senator, we are dedicated to the safety
Has
and
the crisis
security
made Americans less
of
safe? I don't want a discourse. It's a yes or no question.
Senator, we have a challenge of
You refuse to
immigration.
answer the question.
Not
Mr. Secretary.
It just drives me nuts. No, do I believe that it is on some level political kayfabe, as was brought up in the chat? Yeah, probably. But I love seeing them roast like this, though. I love seeing them roast. Being unable to answer a simple yes or no question. It just shows you the sliminess of the entire political establishment.
Secretary, let me show you how someone doing his job answers a question in a straightforward manner. Chief Ortiz, is the crisis that is currently ongoing at the southern border making the border less safe for Americans and aliens alike? Answer, yes. One word, one syllable, 3 letters. That's how someone answers a question and does their job. You're being a politician misleading the American people. Let me give you a chance again. Will you show the same integrity Chief Ortiz shows? Is the crisis at the southern border making Americans less safe? Yes or no?
Senator, we have 260,000.
You refuse to answer the question. Let's move on.
That's why he's the Zodiac Killer.
Because the thing of it is, the other guy that he mentioned on the note, he's not going to lose his job if he says yes.
No.
But Mayorkas will lose his job if he says yes, because like, why the fucking hell are you? Yes, so it's
From just
complete
one
shit.
day
Yeah, here's some more of it, though.
along the Rio Grande, of hundreds of thousands of people walking across the border, you have allowed this to happen. The photograph that was before, what are these wristbands?
I don't know what they are.
You
Senator.
don't know what they are. Mr. Secretary, you have just testified to the American people you're incompetent at your job, because I've been to the southern border, and if you go to the southern border, along the southern border, you see thousands of these wristbands because the illegal immigrants wear them. The drug cartels, every color corresponds to how many thousands of dollars they owe the cartels. You have turned these cartels into multi-billion-dollar criminal organizations, and these are modern-day leg irons because these are children being sold into sex slavery, and you don't even know what they are. That is astonishing. Mr. Secretary, how many children have been sold into sex slavery under your administration?
Senator, we are taking it to the cartels.
How many children have been sold into sex slavery?
Yeah.
Do you know how many children have been sold into sex slavery?
To an unprecedented degree.
Answer the fucking question, you loser. Answer any question. Answer a single damn question. It is, yes, it is 100% political theater, but it's good political theater, and Ted Cruz is 1000% fucking right.
Yeah, but
What is
nothing is
being
going to
allowed,
happen, which is
I
annoying.
wish that something would happen, but what is happening, he is correct about. It is sex slavery that is occurring along the southern border, and all kinds of slavery. Not just sex slavery, that is part of it, but slavery in totality that is occurring by the people who are brought over, who are sold by these cartels into slave role positions, who have to pay the cartels to live, to be able to continue to exist without getting their
Yeah, Merton,
organs
I agree.
sold.
That is pretty much
you know?
what it is.
It is not, it's not a kind of, it's exactly what it is. Cruz is right, and he is legitimately right in being
Channels some
understandably infuriated by this, and particularly by Mayorkas' disgusting inability to respond.
Great.
Mr. Secretary, I want to say to you right now,
It is
your
precisely-
behavior is disgraceful,
Yep.
and the deaths, the children assaulted, the children raped, they are at your feet,
Yep.
and if you had integrity, you would resign. And I will tell you, the men and women of the Border Patrol, they've never had a political leader undermine them. They despise you, Mr. Secretary, because you're willing to let children be raped to follow political orders. This is a crisis, it's a disgrace, and you won't even admit this human tragedy is a crisis.
Thank you, Senator Cruz.
It also just shows you that the administration is completely fucking useless.
One sec.
What? Get your ass back here, fucking Blondie. I hate when she does that because I don't know what the hell she's gonna do now. And I'm just left yelling.
No,
into
but
the
no,
ether.
Bill just asked me if I wanted soup and dumplings.
Can I have the soup?
It is. I don't want any soup right now because I can't eat and stream. But
Why?
Bill has.
Soup.
Well, it is a.
Soupies.
Bill and I made it together. It's mostly corned beef. It's mostly corned beef, but then also a chicken. We had a chicken that we broke down. We had a roast chicken, and then turnips.
That you broke down. That
and
sounds really
carrots.
sinister.
That that is sparkling water.
I'm getting that
Oh,
as well.
thank you. Sorry. Oh, thank you.
Right down. I'm up here.
I was cold. I am gonna turn my heater off now, though. Sorry. But it was So corned beef,
That's fine,
chicken, corned beef, chicken, carrots, onions, turnips, and I think that's mostly it.
You basically
oh,
described everything that sustains a Russian family.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's very, very yummy, but I haven't had any yet. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the tango. Have you had this tango spoon? Berry peachy.
I feel like you just asked me if I'm gay.
Yes. Did I wash the chicken first? No, I did not.
No, because we're white.
Wait, you washed chicken. Fuck off, I cooked it.
Yeah, Bill cooked the chicken, but we neither of us washed it. Neither of us washed it because we're white. So I don't know. Rude.
We use fresh ingredients.
I have a couple more like stupid things to go over before we get into nightmare.
Can we do that horrible article from American
This one?
Prospect?
Oh, I thought it was maybe this HuffPost article. It's time
Oh
for
yeah,
woke
but yeah.
to be put to sleep.
Okay, please read this. This is fucking hilariously dumb.
When a word that originated in the black community as a rallying cry has been
Again, biblically.
bastardized by the right, it's time for that word to die. Remember the dab? It's the one dance that everyone with upper limb motor skills can execute. There are conflicting. It's not a dance. It's just you dab on somebody because
No.
they've been.
It looks like you're trying to headbutt the crook of your arm.
I'm dabbing right now.
But that is what you're doing. You look like you're trying to headbutt. It looks like you're doing.
You are kind of. Yeah. You get the real low dab. You get that real low dab. You know what I mean?
It just looks cringe and gay.
Low dab. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
Real low dab. My deepest, lowest. Oh yeah. Here we go. It's a nice Jack's Films video. Here we can. Let's watch a nice.
Oh
let's watch
God,
Jack.
no.
Let's just watch Jack hit the dab, real quick. Let's see how low he can dab. Look at his nice shirt, Fam Squad. Let's see how low he can dab. It's from 5 years ago. How old this meme is. Just get it over with, Jack. Hit the dab. Oh my God! His elbow hit the floor, bruh.
How many views did it get?
It has 1.9 million views.
1.9 million people watch that.
Look at how look at how far he hit the dab though.
Someone asked me like, how much money would you have to donate? You can donate as much as you want. I will never do that. Like out of principle, I am not going to do that.
To hit the dab?
Yes, because it's cringe.
I'm not gonna plank either, no. Dude, look at how low he hit the dab. Anyway.
There is a better chance you can get me to do a one-legged squat on camera than it would be to do that.
NFL player Cam Newton eventually popularized by performing as a touchdown celebration. There was a steady increase in mainstream America. Who cares about the dab?
Because there's a point to it.
When Ellen gets a hold of something, consider it all burned up. If you see anyone dabbing in 2023, it's probably a middle-aged white dad from Norman, Oklahoma, celebrating his daughter scoring a soccer goal.
That's probably true, actually.
True.
That's probably
true. That is true. However, that video is 5 years old.
Yeah.
Mainstream culture co-opting the creations of Black people and putting them down when they're done is nothing new. See
Like
Miley
you did with the
Cyrus
English language.
and just about any Kardashian, but people co-opting the politically charged phrases that define the Black movement and using them against us is as new as social media. What has happened? This has happened with the word woke, like the dab. We need to set fire to it forever. Now, be aware
I agree
that
with it,
people
though.
are also currently arguing that woke doesn't mean anything. It's never meant anything. That critical race theory doesn't exist. It has never existed.
But if it
In
did,
fact,
it's a good thing.
But if it did, it was good. And we're not promoting social emotional learning, which is the exact same thing as critical race theory, but it's totally not the same thing as critical race theory, even though it uses all of the same foundational scholarship. Whatever. The left excels, and one of the reasons why I think the left will win very sadly and not be blackpilled is because they excel in word games.
No, this is why they will die. Not why they will live.
Why? You think so?
Because they ignore reality and they will just end up killing themselves. 100%.
But they excel in word games and being able to make people think that, and persuasion theory.
No,
that,
Aiden, they excel in
no,
word
it's not the same
games
thing.
is like
it's a totally different thing. Though.
No, it isn't.
It's social emotional learning. It's not critical race theory.
No, what you think by winning is like swallowing all of the boggle tiles and then saying I have more words in me. That's basically what they do. Because if anything goes wrong,
that's why they abandoned the term CRT.
Well, yes, it's because they suck.
It's because it got debunked. You know
yes,
what I mean?
and because
it got called out.
And with everything else they do, once people find out what the hell that is, they just change the words, which means they will ignore reality at their own peril, and then they will just snowball and get stupider and stupider.
Yeah, you guys will probably see now that you're not going to see a lot of people talking about CRT anymore. Now they will use the term SEL, social emotional learning. They are exactly the same thing. It is the exact same program, literally rebranded.
God, that sounds so feminine.
Social emotional learning. I know, right?
Oh God, it sounds so fucking cringe.
But it doesn't have race in it, so they
but
think
it has
that
a
way
social
they can
and
hide
emotional.
it.
Like,
but that's how they think they can hide it. It was like, we'll get rid of the word race, so people won't find us out this time. It's social emotional learning. It's the exact same shit. It has the same racial components in it, built into it inherently. That
emotions
are
cringe.
bad.
Get rid of them and lift heavy shit.
Yes, and that Black people's emotions matter more than anyone else's. Now, of course, the point of all of this
is it because they don't have enough brains to actually compute them?
The point of all of this, Spoon, the point of all of this, everything we've even been talking about so far tonight, the point of all of this is to create intergroup animosity so people will fight with each other rather than pay attention to what's happening on a broader scale.
No, the chat's fixed now. I don't know why the chat was stuck for a second.
Sorry, guys. Dreadnought for 5 says, why is it black, etc. saying we whites don't season our food, but every time there's like a chili eating contest, it's always a bunch of white guys and Asian dudes.
It's because they can actually handle spicy foods.
Okay. We went over it a little bit last week, but just to reiterate with the spice thing, is that not all Black people, obviously, but what like inner city, quote, ghetto Black people think spice is Lawry's seasoned salt, which is paprika and salt. And we played some videos of it. They will put entire bottles of this dried seasoning in stuff. Oh no, I'd never censored the chat, guys. Sorry if there was something weird going on with it. That's Susan or Newson. I can't remember what his name is. They'll just put just an entire bottle of dried
Several
seasoning on
bottles of them,
stuff.
actually.
Several bottles. We've watched videos of it. Whereas,
Yeah. Sane people would never ever do this.
well, that does give it a taste. The taste is salt, as that based woman said. that based queen said.
Oh God, yes, I do find her incredibly
She's
attractive.
so hot. Well, we all do. She is
Yes.
she is our queen.
Yeah.
And to quote,
She's
Quentin
attractive,
Reviews,
can cook, and has some sass. Like, goddamn, well
I
done.
I love it. I love it. But however, it is, and what I have noticed is that like who likes
His swallow was
extremely who likes extremely spicy stuff? And by that I mean like actually spicy, not I put a tub of garlic powder, a garlic salt in this, but like
Do you mean spicy, isn't like a kick?
hot spicy.
Me.
Me too, but also it's like South Asian people and white people appear to be the big people in favor of those hot spices. And I have found it to be a little bit. You will get this thing sometimes, like when it's your first time ever going to a South Asian restaurant, whether it's Vietnamese or Indian or Thai, and they have like a spice rating,
Yeah.
or South Korean. I have been asked before where I was at a place in Morgantown where I went to my graduate degree and doctoral degree, and I was at this Indian restaurant, and I said like I want the extra spicy. I want the spiciest. And the woman there actually told me, she's like, do you want, this is back in like 2010, right? 2011? No, not that long ago. Holy shit. 2015, sorry. And she asked me like, do you want real spicy or white spicy? And I remember laughing, and I was like, and she told me like, well, I don't want you to like not be able to eat it, right? And she was trying to explain to me in a very like, she's trying to be nice, right? Obviously, she's like, well, sometimes white people think they want spicy, but they don't really want Thai spice. It was at a Thai place, right? Don't really want Thai spicy, which sometimes you will see it called Thai spice in some of these restaurants, right? And I said, no, I want Thai spicy. She's like, okay. And I could see her like expecting me to like freak out. And I was like, no, I'm a chili head, whatever you want to call it. I love very, very spicy hot stuff. It's not for everybody, but I don't. There are, of course, black people who also like very hot and spicy shit, obviously, but it's not like the real. It seems to be white people. Like it seems to be a lot of white people who are into like doing this outrageous spicy shit. Like I don't see anyone. Well, this is actually interesting because if you look on YouTube and you go like spice challenge, the only people I see doing that shit are white people. Like the 10 billion Scoville challenge, you know what I mean? Like it's always a white guy doing it, right? It's always a white guy doing that shit.
Yeah,
It's not
there's a
even
reason for
mostly.
that.
Well, what do you think it is that it's always white people doing like the 10 billion Scoville challenge thing?
Because we are more adept at doing stupid things for attention.
Maybe, yeah. White people number one at doing stupid shit.
Do you want my honest answer?
Yeah, sure.
White people will do stupid things to themselves. Black people will attack other people for attention.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't.
I was hoping
hate
your
the,
reaction would be like kind of like ooh, and not just go like yeah maybe like because that's actually factually true. If you see a bunch of white people do dumb stuff for a camera, it's because they do dumb stuff to themselves.
To themselves, whereas I'm sorry, like it's.
Yeah, whereas black people
Not
will
all,
just
not
like
all the time.
be
Like,
socially
I don't
inept.
I don't want to generalize people, but because it. But if you I'm a statistician, so I'm talking about generalizing. Is
Yes, so
what
you
I
can see a
unfortunately
general
have to do.
pattern of behavior. I don't think that's
yeah.
racist to notice a trend.
Oh, Lamented Guide says for 5 says, LOL, I'm making sriracha pork chops with sambal. So case in point. Oh, I love sambal oleg. I love sambal oleg. Such a good spice. Spoon just calls all white women.
No, white women. No. White men do dumb stuff. White women say
Yeah.
dumb shit.
White women's, yeah, I think that's completely that. Wow, that right. Put that on a T-shirt. But like, yeah, white men do dumb shit. White women say dumb shit. I mean, it's just true. I don't think it's.
I should
don't
put
think
that on a
it's
T-shirt.
racist.
That is a true statement.
You just generalize white
Did
people.
Spoon
'cause I
forget the
I'm
Gorilla Glue
making,
check?
I'm making
Oh,
broad
God, yeah.
generalizations based on statistical averages. Do a backflip. Anywho, so I just hate that. I hate that white people don't like spices. Just go to YouTube and type in spice challenge. You know what? Let's do it right here on stream. Let's just check it out.
I've never actually understood that because I asked this before to a bunch of American friends of mine. Because the thing is, for me,
Uh-oh.
being-
Okay. All right, let's look at the ethnicity. So we got in the shorts,
Asians.
we got a black guy here. We got a person of unknown ethnicity. White. This is the same guy twice. Here's a black guy. Here's Joshua Wiseman. This is Matt Stoney, who is awesome. I love Matt Stoney. He's Asian. But you see, like, these videos look so awful, right? Like, ugh. It's like Matt Stoney and
So
white
overwhelmingly
people.
white.
Oh, here's some black people. But it seems to, and by the way, like, these spice challenges are not like, oh, I put some paprika in your thing. This is, I put ghost pepper in your thing. It's extreme shit, which I have to be honest, I don't like ghost pepper. Carolina Reapers are better. My favorite is the chocolate dogla. That is the best pepper. Chocolate dogla. Chocolate
Stan in the chat is saying I'm clanking.
You clanking? Look, this is
and
the
a
best.
spoon on
This
me.
is the best. This is the best. 7-pot chocolate dogla. This is the best pepper. I'd like you to look at the Scoville on here. Between 9,000 and 1.8 million Scovilles.
That's 900,000.
900,000. Sorry, they said.
I was gonna say like 9,000 to a million. That's a
Not
fucking
9,000.
huge range.
900,000 too. Yeah. This is the most delicious pepper I have. Yeah, it's from Trinidad.
It will also
Is it Chinese?
turn my.
Capsaicin.
It'll
Oh,
also turn my
it's-
tongue into a lethal weapon.
Let me do also like let's do the capsaicin. I can't spell capsaicin.
There may be a
My
reason why
bad.
certain cultures of the world don't give women head because it might actually do some damage.
Let's do this. Just to put it into perspective, right? I would say that 7-pot dogla is my favorite pepper in terms of flavor. I don't like the ghost pepper because I don't like the flavor of it. So this one is between 900,000 and 2 million. Between 900,000 and 2 million. So that's actually hotter than a ghost pepper. So I would say that also called the Trinidad Scorpion. This one here.
Wiseman sounds Jewish. Yeah, it does.
It's hot. It is hotter than a ghost pepper, but it tastes so much better. The 7-pot dogla. If you're a spice head like me and you've never had a 7-pot dogla sauce, try it because it's
Can
real.
you eat one of
real
those
dang tasty.
raw?
I wouldn't probably want to, but yeah. Dark Phoenix for 10 says, not quite the same as it's not for attention, but when it comes to violence, I see a pattern. Asian culture directs negative emotions inwards, yes, and hurt themselves, whereas versus US where violence is externalized. Perhaps Dark Phoenix. Gary Thomas for 5 says, as an American of African descent, I have to agree with Spoon's assessment of what different groups do for attention. Look at Johnny Knoxville. Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
just hurts himself, just fucks himself up, right?
Yeah, I think it's because we're trained to be, we do stupid things for attention. Because our main thing is toughness.
Everybody does stupid thing. Every group of people does stupid things for attention, right?
I don't say stupid things for attention. I just say
No, I'm
smart
saying
things.
I'm saying every group of people on planet Earth does stupid things for attention. particularly in the current era. But I do think that there are maybe some differences there.
I think it's because
I don't know how important they are, but
I think the reason is
it's
because
interesting.
well, two things. Mainly because one, the lowest common denominator on the human species is controversy, whether that be sex or stupidity. That seems to be the main selling point because it appeals to everyone.
Yeah.
And so in an age where everyone's trying to grab attention, the main thing is to do that, which is why every fucking thumbnail for a chick features her tits or ass, or a man, it's because he's pulling a face and opening his mouth and the fucking picture is with a white border or some dumb shit.
Mike Mysterio 13 for 5 says, I've done the ghost pepper wing challenge. It burned twice. I had regrets, but I passed the con save. I survived like 4 out of the 10 wings. The main problem with me with ghost peppers is I hate the taste. Ghost pepper has a weird artificial taste to me that I don't get with the 7-pot Dogla. There's a fantastic, if you're in the US, they do ship internationally, but it's called Pepper Palace. They're based out of Tennessee, I believe. We'll get into Tennessee later. But I believe they're based out of Tennessee because I went to one of their actual stores when I went to see Andy Worski fight whoever he was supposed to fight. I don't remember anymore. But I love Pepper Palace. They have an excellent sauce called I'm not fucking sponsored, but because I'm on, because it's making my mouth water just thinking about this. Okay, this is my favorite hot sauce place. So if you're in the US, you can order this, but you want to go to hot sauce extra hot. It should be in this one. This is it. This is it. Ghost in the Darkness. This is the most delicious hot sauce I've ever had in my entire life. This is.
Will it kill me?
No, this one has ghost pepper, peri peri. This one doesn't have the 7. This one is really good. This is a fantastically flavored hot sauce. It is delicious. The other one is their 7-pot Dogla one, which should be in here.
How does Carolina Reapers taste?
They're all right. They're less sweet than that. I find that their Smoking Reaper is also delicious. If these prices on these hot sauces are seeming insane to you, they are worth it. I'm
You
not
also
joking.
probably don't have to use
I am
much
not
because-
sponsored. I am not fucking sponsored. But like, this is where I get my hot sauces from. Is this place? Their 7-pot Dogla. Maybe it's in here. Where is it?
They don't ship to Europe, do they?
They do.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I've ordered them. I've had it ordered here. The only thing that you can't get ordered here is the. Oh, they don't have it anymore.
My go-to sauce is Frank's hot sauce.
They don't have the 7-pot Dogla sauce anymore. Oh, that's fucked. Shit, that was like one of my favorite sauces from them. But oh, this one's really good. The Tres Diablos. I've had all their. I went to their shop, so I like tried everything. But they do ship to Europe. The only thing that you can't get is that you cannot get their horseradish because it needs to be refrigerated, right?
For once, you're the one who brought the food, not me.
Oh, this chocolate habanero sauce. It's not because it's like chocolatey flavored. It's just this. It's called a chocolate habanero because it's brown like this.
There's a ghost pepper vodka.
It is so good. This chocolate habanero. If you want a little bit less heat, if you want to be stupid, you can go get their extreme stuff, which is this stuff. I don't like this kind of stuff. These are just pure capsaicin. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't like pure capsaicin. I like to have an actual nice flavor. So it's not for me. They've got rid of their 7-pot Dogla. Yep. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I really like their 7-pot Dogla. Oh, well, I guess I'll never have Scandinavian hot. Sorry. Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got way interested in talking about hot sauce. We always end up talking about food here. Dreadnought for 2 says my go-to sauce is Reaper Squeezins, a Reaper mash. Reapers, I like Reaper way better than Ghost Pepper. Ghost Pepper has a nasty flavor to it. It tastes very artificial to me in a way I can't really explain. But Yeah, check out if you like hot sauce. I can't ever recommend Pepper Palace. They're very good.
I kind of like the
Anywho.
heat. I kind of want to like my food to kick my ass a bit. A little bit.
Do you like ramen?
It's not really something I would do.
You have to try like that Korean ramen. What's it called? The Korean really spicy ramen. Someone will tell me in the chat.
Oh, the one begin with an S.
Samyang.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
Samyang. I have a box of it downstairs. It's so good.
Yeah, there's a local shop, and if I give the name away, you can easily look it up, and therefore you'll at least know the area I live in, so I won't. But it's an Asian shop, because my area is really fucking diverse, so the food's really good. Yeah, because there's like a friggin' Polish shop, there's an Indian shop, and there's like within 5 minutes of walking distance, there's like 7 different shops for food. So fucking great.
Yeah, I'm thinking who asked in the chat if I don't like hot sauce, what could you recommend? Probably not much from Pepper Palace because all their stuff is really
yippee, like
hot.
Cayenne mother pepper. That sounds like something I would eat.
Maybe like a sweet thing. Like I haven't tried like their sweeter ones. Like this Serrano lime is probably pretty good. I don't know. I've not tried their. I have not tried their.
That's
their
the one, Furious Dan.
low
That's the
spicy
Samyang Bulldog.
stuff, so
That's
I
the
wouldn't
one.
know. Yeah, Samyang Bulldog. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that
excellent.
Aiden told me to get.
Oh, right. Yeah, I told you to get it.
Yeah, because I remember you said it's getting like, where the hell am I going to find that? And then I just looked at the shop, and then I went, isn't this the thing that Aiden told me to get? And I showed you a picture, and you were like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Fucking expensive, though. It's fucking €10 for a pack of them. Like, fucking
Dark Phoenix for 2 says Aiden Yan Spoon. Aiden and Spoon, I think you meant. Have you, y'all, ever had fresh wasabi? I have. Fresh wasabi, like, I can't do that. It's something, it goes like right up my nose, like the spice. I don't really like fresh, but it's good when you're eating ramen. When you're eating sushi, it's a nice palate cleanser because it totally cleans your palate for the next piece of sushi. It, by the way, is the purpose of wasabi is that so I can eat one piece of raw fish and experience all the flavors of that fish, and then have a piece of wasabi to cleanse the palate, and then try another piece of fish and be able to experience that completely without it being affected by the earlier piece of fish.
No, Gary, it's these are brown skin Asians, not Japanese or Korean. They're like Indian.
Who?
The local shop. I really like them though. Yeah, because everyone there is really cool, and it's like a place that a South African would go to because there's a load of Asian kind of food there. So, wow.
I'm not telling you how to eat your sushi. It is the traditional way to eat the sushi is to use the wasabi as a palate cleanser or the ginger, one or the other. You can put a little bit of wasabi.
She will tell you how to eat your spice though.
No, it's actually like kind of an important, like there's all kinds of rituals you need to do when you're eating sushi. It's weird. Anywho, DRT is king for 5 says, food is not supposed to hurt. Why do Indians and hillbillies do this to themselves? Because it actually, capsaicin,
if you're gonna be dumb, you're gonna be tough.
It produces an endorphinergic response. It gives you endorphins, which makes you feel nice. So it hurts, but then it feels nice. And once you're like adjusted,
it also allows you to breathe easy.
Once you're adjusted to it, you come to really like it. It becomes addictive because it is. You kind of want the pain. I know it sounds weird, but
it also grows hair on your chest.
Maybe. Elemented Guide for 5 says soy sauce, oyster sauce, Worcestershire sauce, mirin, sriracha, sambal, ginger, and MSG equals the best marinade. Absolutely. Absolutely. That sounds great.
I can hear fucking whatchamacallit.
For you, Uncle Roger.
Yeah.
You need MSG. You always need MSG.
MSG makes everything better.
It sure does. Keza for £5 says special delivery for Miss Aiden Paladin. Please check your Discord DMs. Also, Spoon, stop all activists require helicopter rides. Yes or no?
Yes.
Well, I check my DMs. Let me see what Keza has sent me. Oh, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Is that your nephew, Keza? Oh, he's adorable. Keza is so blessed. What were we talking about? Oh, right. Wokeism. Now, woke has been weaponized against us. Conservative politicians use it to stress how they're not interested in any sense of liberation for marginalized people.
Okay, I have to ask.
What do you need liberated from?
Common sense. responsibility,
this,
social.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I want to. This is a
Responsibility?
good time to bring this. This is a good time to bring this up, even though we're getting into the rainbow mafia shit later. These people out here like screaming at Posey Parker saying trans rights are human rights.
No, they're not.
What
They're
right
barely
do you not
human.
have? What fucking right do you as a trans person not have? And I'll tell you what it is that they don't have the right to enact violence against you at this point. Like that's what they want. They don't want equal rights. They have equal rights. They want superior rights. When they say trans rights are human rights, they have human rights. They want superior rights. Obviously, because
You know,
what else could it possibly
if-
mean?
You know, if this was like 50 years ago and those people would be out in the streets, people would beat them up.
No shit.
People would like literally beat the holy shit out of them.
Yeah, they would. Particularly if they're like, I need to strip in front of your child. And if you don't let me, then you're committing genocide against you. If I can't strip in front of your children, then I'm being genocided. Because let's be clear, that's where we're at. I mean, that is the level of rhetoric that we're at.
Yep.
If I cannot strip in front of your child, then I am being genocided.
Yeah, or the morons who think that is somehow a
Excuse
violation
me?
of your free speech.
It's not. They don't even say it's a violation of their free speech now. And then they say it's a
First
genocide.
Amendment. No, they say
They say it's a
they say
genocide.
it's a First Amendment violation. And I'm like, okay, I don't care who the hell you are. If you were going to try to defend drag queens in front of children, I would instantly put you in prison.
Yeah, sorry.
I
Fuck
don't
off.
I don't give a crap about any of your rights or any of the shit. Like, no, instantly you'll be lucky to live. If I had my fucking way, I would guillotine you.
I mean, I'm not going as far as you in any way because
No,
I think a lot
no,
of people
the-
have. I think a lot of these people have been transported into a realm of complete nonsense.
Ba-dum-bum.
But the thing is that the research that I'm doing right now is on the idea of the effect of mere thought, of mere thought on false perceptions of groups. And what I found in the research is that you tell somebody, you create a fake group, the Mahranians, right? And you tell them there's this group called the Mahranians, and they're rude. And that's all you tell them? And then you ask them to write about the Mahranians? They will just make shit up. They'll just be like, oh, the Mahranians did this, and they did this, and they did that. All just totally self-made up. It's pure just fucking imagination. But then when you ask them after the fact, they'll be like, yeah, they totally did that. They 100% did that. Things they just made up in their fucking heads. And the Mahranians, by the way, it's a real name from one of the studies. If you give them a group, give them a vague negative description, which is the media does constantly towards Republicans, and I think could be also maybe offered towards the trans community as well from the few right-leaning sources that exist in the mainstream, people will just then imagine that they did all this other shit they didn't do. It's astonishing the power of mere thought. No, I didn't tell you this. Yeah, I did tell you this. Is that there is an Aristotle quote that I've started quite a few of my videos with Aristotle quotes, and I quite frequently cite Aristotle when talking about the cycle of politics. But Aristotle said that the passions of the heart can be tempered by the mind. I'm paraphrasing. And the research on mere thought actually illustrates the opposite, which is that the more people think about shit and ruminate and obsess, the more that they end up making stuff up about a group of, as it concerns a group of people, right? Kisser for 5 pounds says, Aiden and Spoon, this is how you deal with people, and posts the rip and tear video. Any objections? I'm anti-violence, obviously. I'm a pacifist. But I don't know how long I can be a pacifist in such a world. I don't. It makes me upset. Anywho, let me finish this article. Matt Gaetz coined the phrase woke-topians to complain about all the people gunning for his, quote, rights. Yeah, your right to not have your children be subsumed by the left. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who's probably the country's single most dangerous human being headed into the 2024 presidential election, famously said in a speech last November that, quote, Florida is where woke goes to die.
How the hell is he the most dangerous person? If he's the most dangerous person, your country is soft as fuck.
M sang for two says, and now I have Macarena stuck in my head. Aye. Even young Republicans recognize woke as the political equivalent of a dad joke now and are asking the party's elder statesmen to knock it off. What's this click? Is this fucking Nick
No, they
Fuentes
don't.
or something?
Oh,
Who
Rolling
knows?
Stone. Oh, for God's sake, no.
I don't know. If I had to declare an official time of death for woke, it would be March 14th when conservative firebrand Bethany Mandel goose-stepped right into delightful internet fodder as a guest on the Hill's rising web
Do you
series.
remember when I wrote about this?
Oh, no, I don't. Did you?
Yes.
What do you have to say about it?
Read the next bit, and then I'll read what I wrote.
When discussing her new book, Stolen Youth, which apparently suggests that woke ideology will send children into a heroin-fueled homicidal tailspin, it will. Mandel used the word woke enough that host Brianna Joy Gray, who is insufferable, but not stupid, by the way, asked her to define it. Oh, this thing, right. Asked her to define it for the purpose of the discussion. It was this woman. I forgot her name. Bethany Mandel. Yeah. Sorry, I just forgot her name. What happened next was about as a gratifying moment as an anti-right winger could ask for. Not only did Mandel stumble through not answering the question, she announced in the moment that it would go viral. Indeed, the Karening moment has been viewed millions of times on Twitter and hasn't been kind. We talked about this before on the stream, which is that there's a reason why it's difficult to define, because as we've already talked about, the left constantly tries to change the definitions of words.
Which is funny because all of us had no problem defining it.
Well, we talked about it last week, and shall we redefine what woke means? It is a reinterpreting of all of society under the lenses of oppression that comes from largely white, cis, heteronormativity. These are the big problems, and define all of society and all the things that happen within it, all of human existence, as being oppressive under the axioms of whiteness, patriarchy, and cis heteronormativity. So you're always a victim forever. Always a victim forever. Kizza for £5 says trailer to trans versus Americans Electric Boogaloo. What is Yeah, I think we can play those. Should be fine.
Yeah, I had a different definition.
Oh, sure. Hang on. Let me play this and then give me yours. I had to give mine real quick so that it couldn't be like, oh, I had to think about it. No, I know what it fucking woke is. And because it says that this is trailer for trans versus Americans.
Been here before.
Looks like the
I'll probably
general
can't play this
from-
music. Probably can't play that
It
music.
looks like the general from fucking Mass Effect.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Sorry, I just probably can't play the music.
No, they would never
Nice.
assemble that kind of an army.
No. So what is your definition of woke?
My definition is it is an anti-meritocratic social vision that, while masquerading as this methodology of explaining all the world's ills, real or imaginary for that matter, through the lens of race, gender, and sexual orientation, is really just a ruse to accrue more political power, all the while ignoring all of those same things.
It is, of course, ultimately a route to political power, but it is the organization of it is to
Is the masquerading
organize the world.
is the bit that
Is
annoys
to
me.
organize the world, as I said though, but that the paradigm behind it is to organize the world into a series of oppressive and oppressed classes.
Yeah,
and
that doesn't even work in practice. It just spirals
Of course
off
it
into
doesn't.
political factions. Yeah, that's what I'm
course it
saying.
does.
The biggest reason why this stuff is so difficult to nail down is because it never manifests as what it purports to be.
Look, dude, I made 3 hour-long videos about critical race theory where I read all of their fucking literature, and to this day, I will get people like being like, "You don't understand CRT." Now they've abandoned CRT now, but they will always just, well, you didn't really read CRT literature, did you? Because this is what they always fucking do. You didn't really read it. Yes, I did. I did read your shit. I read your fucking nonsense, and I saw how racist and messed up it was. But they don't read our shit. That's the difference, Spoon. It's the difference is that for a year now, I have been asking the same couple of people who have been critical of our take on monarchy to read one book.
To be fair, they would never read that book.
Just one book. One book. Liberty or Equality by Erich von Kunert Lenin. And for some reason, nobody can manage to read it. I read, and I'm not trying to like big ups myself, but I read multiple books a week worth of stuff. Why can you not read one fucking book if you're going to shit on our entire political philosophy? And I'm telling you, there is one book you need to read to understand it better than any other. Don't read Moldbug, even though I think Moldbug has a good opinion. He has good opinions and he's correct. But Moldbug is he's a little bit quirky. Let's put it that way. Moldbug is a bit quirky. If you want to
Moldbug is more sort of the philosophical regime of monarchy, whereas Lenin's is more the religious underpinning of why monarchy is successful.
Yes, the book again is Liberty or Equality from Erich von Kunert Lenin. It is completely free to read on the Mises Institute and always has been. And again, I consider Dev and Adam and such to be my friends, but I have asked all three of them to do one thing, which is to read that book. I just try to read it a little bit.
There's a link.
You can then go shit on it if you want, but read this fucking book. It's free to fucking read. Like, you can't even come at me like, oh, well, I don't have money, I don't have the time. Maybe you don't have the time, but you have no excuse to not read this book to understand exactly where Spoon and I are coming from with the monarchy thing. Because this book, I would also suggest reading his other book, the book about communism, because it's fantastic. But
which leftism.
The leftist and communism book that he wrote, yeah. Which I'm struggling to remember the name
Menace
of.
of the Herd.
Menace of the Herd, yeah. It's a fantastic. They're both fantastic books, but this one's free. It's on Mises. It is extremely available.
I think the other ones are free as well.
It probably is, because they're very old. I mean, like people get. We talked about this.
Yes,
just last week, which is that okay. People get really mad at Hoppe about his one line about physical removal.
Here's an article that people can read if you want to dip a toe. It's called "The Road to Tyranny," which is about democracy, because democracy is.
How about read Leland Yeager's article? Leland Yeager's article. It's also on Mises.
Oh, the white monarchy.
Libertarian case for monarchy. Libertarian case for monarchy.
Portrait of an Evil Man. Marx.
Here it is. Try this one. And I mean, like, it's not difficult for me to provide people with the stuff that backs up my political beliefs. And I've read stuff from other people's political beliefs, of course. So I just, it gets really frustrating when nobody will read the stuff that, and then like they'll just say like, oh, you're just talking about oh, you all just love who's the person they always accuse me of loving and worshiping, which is like so bizarre because I don't really care about his work too much, even though I have read
Julius
it.
Evola.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, you're just an Evola, you're an Evolaite. And it's like, well, I have read Evola, and I agree with some of the things he said, but if you want like the things that I actually agree with, it's things like that Leland B. Yeager article I just posted. It's liberty or equality. These are the things that I agree with. So please stop misframing and misrepresenting my beliefs and actually address and look at the sources that I'm providing. Like, okay, I understand if you're saying like, I don't have the time to read all of Erich von Kunert Lenin's article or book. At least read that Leland B. Yeager article, The Libertarian Case for Monarchy. I think that will help explain things. He's going to cite a lot of the same sources that we often cite, including Erich von Kunert Lenin.
And himself, probably.
But I'm a little bit infuriated when people just ascribe what they think our beliefs are. And I'm real tired of oh, the NRX, they're evil. They're the same as third positionists.
Yeah, they don't know what that means.
No, I don't think anyone knows what that I'm sorry, it's just kind of frustrating.
fascists.
It's just a little bit frustrating. That saying we're the same as fascists. Whereas you and I think are damn near as far away from fascists as you can get.
Yeah,
Which
we
I know
don't
everybody
favor a
says
dictator.
who aren't
Yeah.
actually fascists, but you know what I mean. I'm a libertarian. I've always been a Lolbert. I'm never gonna change. I don't think I'm too old at this point to change out of being a Lolbert. I just can't. And the reason why I became a monarchist is because I was like, that's the way that you protect libertarianism. That's the way you protect liberty. The best.
Yes. You need a remarkably good king who understands the value of power, and you need to keep it away from the stupidity of the masses, which is why democracy is shit.
Zion for 5 says, as an American hoping to spend time living in the UK, what should be aware of to avoid seeming rude or ignorant like most of my countrymen? Oh,
Your
Zion,
accent.
Fuck off with that. It's actually not that bad. Because look, I can look.
Oh, I
Okay.
do declare I seem to have touched a nerve.
Oh no, Spoon. What was your accent like when you moved to Ireland? Did you have a South African? South African? Did you say
Yes, but the difference is my country's accent is not known the world over for being fat
Yeah,
and
exactly.
stupid.
Okay, so this is. Hang on though. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
You may be a friend
that
of mine, but I'm still going to roast your country.
Yeah, no shit, roast it. Listen, there's a big. I had a horrible fear when I moved here that I was gonna be
Picked on.
judged very heavily for having an American accent. It's not been my experience whatsoever, not even a little bit.
It's not the accent. It's that if you hear the accent, there
And
is
then they
an-
act like a dick.
Yes.
It's then it's confirmation bias.
Yes.
So just
Yeah.
don't act like a dick. Don't be presumptuous. Don't be loud.
Do not be loud, obnoxious, and socially inept. Basically, and you'll be
Mhm.
fine.
That's it. That's really all it is. Like people, it basically took me like a year to be willing to open my mouth over here in public. So I would get nervous. I would get nervous about that exact thing. I'm like, oh shit, if people find out I'm an American, I'd be like, oh, hi, just hi, bye, that kind of stuff. That's all I would do because of that exact fear. It's not a fear that you need to have as long as you just don't act like a jackass. That's all it is, right? Don't act like
Yeah.
an asshole. It's pretty.
Don't be a typical American, basically.
Just don't act like a typical American.
Yes.
Speaking of a typical American, Mandel convinced Newsweek to platform her tears. She framed it as a teachable moment for her kids, an example of what happens when big bad left sets a well-meaning white lady up for the fall. Twitter justifiably is also having fun with that, despite using the word as the axiom for her book and her entire professional reason. I don't want to read any more of this. We've went over this.
No, read that bit.
Okay.
Just that
Oh,
bit.
really? Okay.
Yes.
Despite using the word as an axiom for her book, an entire professional reason for being, Mandel seems to have never been able to rightly define woke. You can't define woke, by the way, I'm sure, idiot writer of this article. I'm certain she's not alone amongst her fellow conservatives in their inability to define woke, since it's really just shorthand for the N-bomb for many of them.
That's the reason why I wanted to read that.
It's a catch-all word to attack black rights, LGBT rights, critical race theory. You're not supposed to use this word anymore.
Yeah.
Update your language. It's social emotional learning. And anything that doesn't fit the tidy bubble of American traditionalism, read white supremacy.
Okay, now
Wow.
you see, it's almost
Wow.
like if you have this
Unbelievable.
ideology called intersectionalism, where you lump all this shit together, you get pissed off when people say, look, you've lumped all of this shit together under one umbrella.
Which is what we just said when we defined it a second ago.
Yeah, that is what these morons will do. Now, the reason I laughed is because that's what he wrote, and about a week ago, from my own article, this is what I wrote. I said, the previously mentioned conservative lass who got stumped, unable to define wokeness, appears to have somewhat bolstered those who think of themselves as the peddlers of thought in the leftist ecosphere, and have such decided to capitalize on this rare perception of a win, and have now opted to use her and this viral moment as the poster child for dumb conservative ink, as if her single bout of ignorance is somehow indicative of all non-leftists. A, she's not some high-minded conservative intellectual that represents all of us. B, just because she can't define it, it doesn't mean the rest of us can't. And C, her inability to define it does not make the leftist ideas any objectively better. Case in point, exactly what I said.
Exactly.
I'm like, you people are so
Exactly.
fucking predictable, even I can write this shit. It's
I know.
perfect. Like, you did exactly
You
what
did,
I wrote
yeah.
in my article.
You
Fucking
fell
T.
right into it. He goes on to say, they've done the same thing with canceled, which is now used as a phrase of defiance from conservatives who insist they'll bleed out on the American flag before they ever allow it to happen to them.
I don't even know what that
You mean
means.
when you get, you mean like how you constantly get people fired from their jobs, how you try to get their children taken away? And no, let's move right the fuck into that. Let's talk about cancellation and what the fuck it means. Because there's a couple things. Wow, we're going really slowly tonight, but oh man, I have a couple things that I want to say before we get into this. The cancellation. Don't do it. We have shit to go through tonight, homie. I need you to stay up.
I'm not the one who stays up until like 5 o'clock in the fucking morning awake.
Okay.
Yeah, you have no comment that, do you?
Anyway, that's ridiculous. I can't go into that part because it's in the Tranifesto and Vengeance part, which we can't post on YouTube. So okay, let's blaze through a few more things and let's just try to get into the actual topic of the night. Okay, I want to talk about the TikTok ban. Oh wait. I have a couple more things.
I don't have a lot to say on that, actually.
I do have a little bit to say on it. The TikTok ban, in my opinion, it is massive overreach because of what's actually in it. But I do want to say this.
You mean the state is going to take an opportunity to ban something?
Oh,
to cram
wow.
a shit
So
load of shit?
Listen to this bullshit from
yeah.
Sunny. Listen to this.
Color with a 6'2" black kid in college and a 5'7", 5'8" black kid in high school. I don't see that part of American exceptionalism. I'm sorry. No. I think this country has a lot of problems that could be solved. Yes, maybe they're putting Muslims in jail in Afghanistan, I think you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, they're totally. I know you did a bit
They're
on this.
putting Muslims in jail in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
read that
right,
again. She just said that she thinks they put Muslims in jail in Afghanistan.
She does get corrected, but she's this stupid.
And China, they're putting a lot of more black people in jail here.
It's all black people are
no, they
just black people are being genocided everywhere, right?
Uyghur genocide, cultural differences, and whereas they're not putting in jail because of their skin color. You stupid fucking bitch.
Here's the problem with a TikTok ban. Imposing and enforcing any mitigation measures to address any risk arising from any covered transaction by any person or with respect to any property subject to jurisdiction of the United States that the Secretary determines. This document, this law, is insane.
You're basically going to go full authoritarian mode like China.
Patriot Act 2. This is Patriot Act 2. Desktop, mobile, gaming, payment, web-based applications, information, AI. It applies to everything. Everything. If they find you in violation, they can put you in jail for 20 years or fine you $1 million and seize your property.
This is not constitutional in any way, is it?
No, it's not constitutional.
Not even
but this is the
fucking
problem.
Remotely.
They are using this fucking, here it is, fines not more than $1 million. And not more than 20 years in prison or both. This bill to ban TikTok is being used as an excuse to stifle free speech. And the Republicans need to fucking stop this, but they fucking won't. Let's watch Tucker's little segment on here about it.
So one of the bills that would ban TikTok is being pushed, as we said, by senators in both parties. It's called the Restrict Act. Mark Warner of Virginia and John Thune of South Dakota, Democrat and Republican, introduced this legislation. Now, the bill is ostensibly about protecting...
If you ever see bipartisanship in the United States government, it means something horrible is about to happen.
Something horrible has happened? Or
the government ever agrees is because they're going to fuck you. Always. There is no such thing as bipartisan agreement ever.
To fuck you.
Its job is to screw you. Those are human beings in an apparatus where the only way they ever achieve anything is where you are the expense. Every single fucking time. There is no such thing as a good government that you don't get fucked. If they get happy, it means you're screwed. That is every single time. Yes.
That's not actually not. No, hang on. That thing about like protecting the banks. from using people's retirement funds was a bipartisan position, and that of course got that was not good because there was a bipartisan agreement to not let banks gamble with people's retirement funds. I agree with that. However, I agree with you also that the vast majority of the time when there's bipartisan agreement, it's to fuck you.
American national security and ending, quote, foreign adversaries from interfering in our elections through apps like TikTok. Because, of course, election interference by Twitter and Facebook is no problem at all. But election interference from TikTok is totally unacceptable. Okay. But in reality, and you should know this if you're opposed to TikTok, as we are, this bill isn't really about banning TikTok. It's never about what they say it is. Instead, this bill would give enormous and terrifying new powers to the federal government to punish American citizens and regulate how they communicate with one another. For example, the bill would regulate, quote, certain transactions between persons in the United States and foreign adversaries.
Just not if they're in government.
Now, what's a foreign adversary and who gets to decide?
Exactly.
Oh, well,
good question, Tucker.
The Secretary of Commerce and the DNI, not the Congress, get to decide what foreign adversaries
Department of Justice
are.
always
That
gets to
ought
decide, don't
trip
they?
a switch in your brain. And then the transactions with foreign adversaries would include, quote, any acquisition, importation, transfer, installation, dealing in, or use of any information and communications technology product or service, including ongoing activities such as mandated services, data transmission, software updates, repairs, or the provision of data hosting services.
So basically
well, that's
everything.
pretty broad.
Yeah,
Under
everything.
this bill, if you engage in
fucking everything,
any of that with a so-called foreign adversary, as determined by, in this case, the Biden administration, that would allow the Secretary of Commerce, Gina Raimondo, and the Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, to decide whether you're acting in the, quote, interest of a foreign adversary.
This is, let's be clear, the government taking over private business, which is inherently fascistic.
Again, that's another term that the executive branch, the Secretary of Commerce, gets to define without the interference of Congress. So if the Biden administration decides that you're doing this, then the Secretary of Commerce can then enforce, quote, any mitigation measure to address any risk arising from any covered transaction with any person or with respect to any.
Just be clear, whenever a government document, a law, is any, be afraid, be very fucking afraid. Yeah, this would be the end of all of the free internet as it exists whatsoever. And Republicans need to
Grow a
get
pair of
the
fucking
fuck
balls.
away from this bill. I know they want to ban TikTok, but do not sign this bill. This is fascistic by definition. It's fascistic.
Any property subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. These covered transactions can involve, quote, current, past, or potential future transactions.
This is like trying to
Past
stop.
transactions. If you've ever dealt with these people, they can come in for you. They can come for you.
This is like having a toe infection and cutting off your neck.
Yeah,
Get rid of it.
cutting off your leg, cut off your nose to spite your face, right? That's what this is.
And the mitigation measures include, but are not limited to, throwing American citizens in prison for 20 years.
This
Think
is
about that for a minute.
unbelievable.
So you would be allowing the executive branch, the Biden administration, to regulate speech on the internet. And if you are somehow involved with a, quote, foreign adversary, or let's say you oppose the war against Russia, you go to prison for 20 years.
You don't think it's fascistic, Patricia's? It's the U.S. government making decisions about how businesses are supposed to operate and throwing you in jail if you do business with these companies that
Again,
they want to also
said
take
this
control
before,
over.
Americans, your constitution is just a piece of paper.
If they're taking
Hey, it
control
doesn't mean
of
shit.
these companies, then I would call that fascistic. I'm reminded of World War I when Congress ordered all amateur radio operators to cease operation and dismantle their equipment, says Amsang for 5. Yeah,
Yep, the
it's
CPI.
It's pretty bad, isn't it?
So this isn't about banning TikTok. This is about introducing flat-out totalitarianism into our system.
Let's just call
Now,
it
just because
totalitarianism.
TikTok
then, yeah.
is so
fascism is so specific. Let's call it totalitarianism then. Let's be more clear. It's totalitarian. Maybe it's not fascistic.
appealing just because it's a creepy, low IQ Chinese plot designed to make our kids trans, and it is.
Yeah, it is.
that does not mean that the people trying to ban TikTok have your interests in mind.
Thank you, Tucker. 100%. I agree. So speaking of which, moving into this as we get into this part of the stream, the GOP's Parental Bill of Rights excludes millions of parents. Let's listen to this.
Republican-backed bill known as the Parents' Bill of Rights. It was a major midterm promise by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and would require schools to publicly post information about curriculum for students.
Wow, how awful. How terrible. You would have to publicly post the curriculum that you're teaching people's kids? Oh no.
Yeah, you would almost you would almost think that it's not all shocking for a public school to make public information available to the public.
Yeah, you are correct, Patricia. Actually, sorry, I did misspeak. It's just socialism and fascism is a form of socialism, ideologically speaking. Yes, it is. Let's just call it totalitarianism, and then I think we're more copacetic in that front. You are correct, Patricia. Thank you.
That bill has been condemned by both Democrats and the White House, who say it doesn't help parents at all and discriminates against LGBTQI students.
Good.
Why? But no, excuse me. Why? Why is just letting people know what their children are being taught? Why is it discriminatory against LGBTQIA
Because parents do
students?
not want that shit anywhere near their kids.
Because they fucking want to teach your kids weird shit. They want to show them pornography and trans them. That's what it's about. I mean, they're all but saying it. It's ridiculous,
If
isn't
any
it?
of you, regardless of whatever your position in life,
Mhm.
if you want to teach anyone under the age of 13 about sex, you should go to jail. I don't care who
Yeah,
the
sorry,
fuck you
you're-
are. Like,
you're a weirdo
yet
creep.
you are a walking disaster, and you
Yeah.
should be jailed.
Yeah.
But McCarthy's not buying that.
This is not about Washington. This is empowering the parents. This is the Parents' Bill of Rights. It's knocking down currently with this
To be fair, never take a bill at face value by its name, Parental Bill of Rights. However,
I looked at the bill, by the way.
I looked at the bill as well.
Yes.
And I don't see anything in it that is
For-
unlike
for-
the TikTok
for-
bill.
For once, the
right?
bill's name actually is what it says on the tin.
Actually is
Which is
accurate.
fucking
So, like,
rare.
So we just talked shit about this TikTok ban bill because it is not a ban on TikTok. It's massive government overreach, right? However, this bill appears to be what it says on the cover, at least from what I've seen. Minnesota Fats for $5 says, "Happy Hump Day, boss. You too, Spoon. I do wonder if they're pushing this bill in lieu of other major industries in America crashing at once. I would
surprise
probably.
me.
Things are always distractions, right?
Biden administration that wants Washington to control all, that wants a DOJ to go after parents when they go to school board meetings. No, this is opening up the schools to the parents."
Joining me from Capitol Hill, NBC News congressional correspondent Julie Sirkin. So, Julie, break down what's at stake with this bill. And
Yeah, I actually don't really care about the rest of this video. Let's watch
I can just say,
read the
like,
article.
Kevin McCarthy's actually doing pretty good.
Yeah.
He's
I
actually
have
being
to
somewhat
say.
competent. I'll give him credit.
Where's the link to the fucking bill? I hate when you like have to like. Here we go. Okay, here is the bill. Here's a fact sheet. Parents' Bill of Rights Act. Parents have a God-given right to make decisions for their
Zoom
children.
in. There we go. Thank you.
A little bit too far. Unfortunately, many school districts have been ignoring the wishes of parents while special interest groups try to criminalize free speech. This list of rights will make clear to parents what their rights are and clear to schools what their duties to parents are.
So far, so
Remember,
good,
these are
yeah.
public schools funded by the taxpayer. Parents have the right to know what their children are being taught. School districts must post curriculum information publicly. States must provide the public a copy of any revisions to the state's academic standards and learning benchmarks. Parents must be given timely notice of any school plan to eliminate gifted and talented programs. Schools must provide parents with a list of books and reading material available in the school library.
Okay, just stop there.
Yep.
What kind of person would oppose any of this?
A lunatic.
If you oppose any of this, it means that you
It
are
means you want to do
nefarious.
stuff. It means you want to do stuff behind parents' eyes.
Yes, it means you're
Why
evil.
do you not want this public? Why would anyone possibly oppose this? Because you want to do stuff behind parents' backs.
Because you're evil.
Yes. 2, Parents have the right to be heard. Teachers must offer 2 in-person meetings with parents each year. That's not a lot to ask, is it? Offer, not require. Offer. Only 2.
By the way, no sane regime of any human civilization would ever let it get this far. Anyone would just take to the streets and immediately just go to, yeah, if you touch our kids, we're literally just going to beat you to a pulp.
I know. Parents must be allowed to address the school board on issues impacting the education of children in the school district. Educators and policymakers must respect the First Amendment rights of parents as well as their right to assemble and have a say in their child's education. School districts should consider community feedback when making decisions. Are you guys seeing the fascism in this yet? Because I don't see it. Are you seeing the horrible things here?
Everything so far is opposing state overreach. I don't know how the fuck that's
All
fascism.
this fucking is that we own your children. You're not allowed to disagree. And by the way, if you homeschool them, we'll try to take them away from you. 3, parents have the right to see the school budget and spending. There must be public disclosure of the school district's budget and each school's budget, including revenues and expenditures. Are you guys seeing the problem?
Yeah,
Yet,
it's
has
transparency.
Oh no, that is the I mean, that's the real problem, right? Is transparency. This is the act. This is the act that they're freaking the fuck out about. 4, parents must have the right to protect their child's privacy. Schools must not share student data with tech companies without parental permission. Oh no. Schools must not sell student data to for commercial purposes.
I'm horrified the fact that that's not a thing already.
That they have to say it? I know, right? Parents have a say when schools develop or update their student privacy policies and procedures. Parents must consent before any medical exam takes place at school, including mental health or substance use disorder screenings, and before students are surveyed. Is this so insane? If you say, I want to do a medical exam on your child, the parent should have a say. This is probably the thing they're most upset about, is that one, I would say, because they want to be able to diagnose your child as trans when they're 6 without your knowledge. Oh, parents have the right to keep their children safe. This is number 5. Schools must notify parents of violent activity occurring on school grounds or at school-sponsored events while still protecting the privacy of the students involved in the incident. This is the thing, and I'm going to show you guys. This is the thing that has caused this response from. Now, we've all seen the fact sheet. It made AOC respond like this.
To be fair,
this
she
is
is
not
retarded.
about banning
Yeah, she's
books
insane.
and not about harming the LGBT community. Let's just look at the impacts of similar Republican legislation.
Has it harmed the LGBT? What about that? Had anything to do with LGBT? Nothing, did it?
You mean the movement that made Ron DeSantis the most popular governor in the entire country? Oh yeah, what a horrible thing.
Yeah, what about this has anything to do with LGBT? Did you guys hear anything about LGBT in that fact sheet about this bill?
No.
Did you hear anything about it? Oh, no? So you're making shit up, you dumb broad?
That has already passed on the state level. Look at these books that have already been banned due to Republican measures.
By the way, I don't think these books were banned. So I think she's bullshitting. Because she doesn't want to pull out the actual books that have been banned. They were books that were explicitly pornographic.
The Life of Rosa Parks.
Highly doubt that was banned. And if it was, it's because if it was banned, it's because it includes some sexual content, okay? And even so, it may have been banned from being in the library, but not from necessarily being in curricula. It's that I don't know, because you're not providing any evidence, because you've never provided any evidence for anything in your entire fucking life, you... excuse me. I cannot stand AOC.
This apparently is too woke by the Republican Party. Song of Solomon is unacceptable.
AOC, why don't you bring out the book that has the pornographic sex that they were putting in middle schools? No, of course not.
To Republican politics.
And I don't even know if these books were banned, because I've not heard about these. So I have no idea if she's correct. She's probably wrong, because she's wrong about everything.
40% of banned books have reported are significantly addressing and specifically addressing LGBT issues.
Yeah, because they're pornographic. They're literally pornographic. I have shown them on the stream in the past. They were pornographic. It wasn't banned. It was rejected because they tried to edit in a misleading way, says Damian Freeman. Oh, you're right. You're right, Furious Dan. They're not banned. It's not in the curriculum. If they're not in the curriculum, she considers that to be banned. Yes, thank you, Furious Dan. That's completely correct. That's what she's saying is banned. If they remove something from the curriculum, they say it's banned. Song of Solomon, I know nothing about, but Boomsday says it's a religious book and it's extremely pornographic.
To say and talk about government reach and freedom, this is a bill, this Republican bill is asking the government to force the outing of LGBT people before they are ready.
What?
And talking about—
What are you talking about?
What the fuck does that mean?
What does it mean? It's forcing them to
outing?
What are you talking about? Even I don't even understand what the fuck she's talking about. She's just mad and throwing books.
About the rights of parents in this gallery today, the National Parents Union is here saying, don't do this. I have a letter.
Don't do this?
Don't do what?
We read what they just was. Let parents know what the curriculum is. Don't do this. Don't let parents know what they're teaching in schools.
I would love to have
Excuse
someone
me?
just read the bill to her and tell her, like, which part of this do you object to?
No, I don't think it's Song of Solomon. I don't think that's what she's talking about, by the way. It's some book. I don't think it's a part of the Bible. It's something else. Because if it was, I'm telling you for a fact, if it's the Song of Solomon that's from the Bible, she would definitely have never, her skin would burn if she touched it. You know, like she wouldn't be able to hold that book if it was, and also it's way too big. Like it's not the Song of Solomon from the Bible. That's a relatively short book in the totality of the Bible. It's some other book. I don't know anything about that book. I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to speak to it. But it's definitely not the Song of Solomon from the Bible, because seeing her hold it up, it was too big to be that. And again, it would burn her skin. She wouldn't be able to hold it if it was actually a religious text.
Oh God, Alex, don't remind me. Yeah, she would totally fit in on The View.
Letter that I'd like to submit where they are asking the Republican Party to keep culture wars out of classrooms. Our children need urgent and aggressive educational
Go back to that. Play that bit again.
Oh, how dare the Republicans ask to keep the culture war out of the classroom?
Where they are asking the Republican Party to keep culture wars out of classrooms.
That's what they're
Our
doing, you
children need
stupid
urgent
bitch.
and aggressive
Yeah.
educational solutions.
It's a novel by Toni Morrison. No, I have to say, I read The Bluest Eye when I was in high school. There's shit in The Bluest Eye that kind of fucked me up as a kid.
She would do very well on the
like I do think that The Bluest Eye is probably okay for high school students, right? And probably other Toni Morrison novels, but not for anyone younger than that. And I would say like older high school students, because I would recommend reading The Bluest Eye. It's a there's child rape in that book, though.
Why are you recommending we read that then?
It's about slavery, and it's I'm saying, like, if you want to read a book about slavery that and post-slavery, it's a really messed up book, and the sex scenes are described in detail. The rape scenes are described in detail in The Bluest Eye. I read that in high school. I really I get that why people think that it's important, but is it really appropriate for high schoolers?
No.
Is Song of Solomon not sexual? I've never read that book. Toni Morrison, though, I read the Bluest Eye when I was a kid, when I was like 14 in high school as a required reading project, and it's. I mean, it's got some really graphic scenes in it. I don't know if they're appropriate for. I would agree, actually. I don't think The Bluest Eye is appropriate for high schoolers. Maybe older high schoolers, but yeah.
The American Library Association coming out against this Republican proposal.
And?
All right, yeah. So Binary Server for £5 says she's not stupid. She knows Dems do this. Understand it's always projection. Yes, it is. It's the woke law. What is the golden law of woke projection? Is that what James Lindsay calls it? Whenever they complain about something, they're always doing it. Yes. Learning about slavery is an important, says Foy Bearcart. I do think it's important to learn about slavery, but not to make current white people who had nothing to do with it prostrate themselves over it. Here's Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Legislation just hands a vocal and extreme minority of parents the power to dictate what every American child learns. But this legislation just hands a...
Again, it's...
She has the
all
weirdest voice for a white woman I've ever heard.
All... White.
I mean, she's clearly a mutt.
Wasserman Schultz.
Oh, never mind.
No offense. But I mean, like, yeah, she passes as white, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Many
trying
hats.
to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude in any way about that. But like, okay,
Really?
and I know people would take that in the wrong way. I'm not trying to say anything about that, but you know.
I am though.
Yeah, Walker wrote Walker wrote the Color Purple. By the way, The Color Purple is one of my favorite movies of all time. My mom and I love to watch that movie together. I mean, it's not a fun movie. It's a movie where my mom and I, because it's a very, you know, mother-daughter kind of movie, and my mom and I will watch that movie and sit there and hug each other and cry. I love The Color Purple, but I don't think I'm sorry, I don't think anyone under the age of 16 should see The Color Purple. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think anyone under the age of 16 should see The Color Purple because it's a really fucked up topic, okay? That's just my opinion on it. Anyway, here's Debbie.
A vocal and extreme minority of parents the power to dictate what every American child learns. But this legislation just hands a vocal and extreme minority of parents the power to dictate what every American child learns. But this legislation just hands a vocal and extreme minority of parents the power to dictate what every American child learns. But this legislation just hands a...
Sorry, we listened to it like 3 times. Fucked up.
I was
Sorry.
wondering
I thought she was just going on. I was like, why is she... Well, I was like, is she still talking? The same thing. The fuck do women really? Yeah, I watched that movie with my mom. But like, we read what is in the bill. I really just like zoned out and thought she was going on without realizing that it was on repeat. So it's ridiculous. I'm gonna try to blaze through this before we get into it. At the turn of the hour is when I want to get into the Tranifesto stuff. Let's watch the Anna Kasparian thing. How about that?
Oh God.
The chunk. I have to watch the other. Let's.
with
Oh
the
my
crime?
God. Yeah. Let's. Oh God, it's longer than I thought. I'm gonna need you tonight, Spoon. You gotta stay up. I hope you have coffee. All right.
Okay.
I asked if you wanted to start early. Okay. Do you have the watch together up?
Yes, I do.
All right.
While discussing the possibility of Donald Trump getting indicted and arrested.
Ow.
Did it duel because?
There we go. You're good now.
Hey. Did it duel because
You're
I was
good
still
now.
sharing my screen?
No, it's good. Yeah,
Okay,
you're
hang
good now.
For the hush money payments that were given to Stormy Daniels in the lead up to the 2016 presidential election.
Which no one gives a shit about.
Jake and I got into a debate about the Republican voters. And I want to be clear about a distinction here. We're talking about ordinary Republican voters, ordinary people, versus actual powerful Republicans in office or powerful Republicans in the media. That's where he and I seem to have a little bit of a disagreement, right? Because I think you should probably back off of ordinary people and focus most of the energy, if not all of your energy, on power structures and the elite. With that
This is
said,
what hell
Jake made a
sounds
statement
like,
that,
yeah.
yes, triggered me yesterday, and I'll explain why. First,
You're
let's
always
watch it.
triggered, Anna.
Most Republicans agree with Mike Lindell when he says if you arrest them, Trump is more likely to win.
Yeah.
You know why? Republican voters like criminals. And
No, that's not. I don't think that's what it is. Like, come on, just be fair, Jake. It's not because they love. Because you're being ridiculous. No, you're not being fair. You're being purposely inflammatory and ridiculous. No.
It's really weird for her to be the same one in the room.
Well, actually, can I take a pause to? Oh shit! I have to show my screen again. But
Why would you need to share the screen? It's on the screen.
because I want to talk about Anna's tweet.
Okay.
I will share my screen again here real quick. Hang on, I gotta find the thingy. Where is it? I do think this is important to talk about. Anna Kasparian got fucking roasted on Twitter for posting this. I am a woman. Please don't ever refer to me as a person with a uterus, a birthing person, or
No, you're
person
not,
who
Hannah.
menstruates. How do you people not you realize how degrading this is? You can support the transgender community without doing this shit.
No, you can't.
And do you have the screen up?
I do.
Because I didn't want to show you like people like I retweeted this. People like Zuby come out and like, your side's gonna roast you now. I hope you're ready for the tolerance. They have the right to speak their piece, as do I. Let's go down. My wife shares the same position, says Justin Dana. I'm sure, but a lot of women don't want to be minimized to a bodily function or body part.
Yeah,
a
they do,
broken
actually.
clock, says Carrie Lake. And Anna responds to Carrie Lake saying, I think you're an embarrassment to this country and a full-blown lunatic.
By the way, that's
very ironic.
Yeah, okay, from Mrs. I'm fucking better than you.
Yeah.
You should keep that quote in mind, by the way.
Yeah, let's go back to it. I just wanted to bring that up for a minute.
Okay,
because
scroll back.
Anna got.
Can you read the next one? The ones just right after.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, the one.
The Humanist Report.
Yes, yeah, this is my
says,
favorite one.
This one's so funny. I respect you a lot, but this notion that the mere existence of trans-inclusive terms, rarely used in casual convos, somehow degrades women, comes right out of the right's anti-trans war on women playbook. There's a reason why they're praising you for this. Hey Mike, you're a guy who has no clue what it's like to have your reproductive freedom taken away, but consider what it's like to have the same lawmakers who failed to protect our rights turn around and call us people with uteruses.
Your
It's
reproductive
not
freedom isn't
inclusive.
taken away. That has nothing to do with the language of this.
Oh,
is
I'm
like
sorry.
weird.
You could just use birth control, you whore. Like, it's ridiculous. But still, it is funny that the Humanist Report comes out and calls her transphobic, essentially. I love it. I love it.
Purity
Let's go back
spirals are
to...
great, aren't they?
I love the Purity Spiral. Let's go back and watch the clip.
No, they'll see Trump as like some sort of victim, right?
Because he
Well,
is.
he is.
Like he literally is.
He literally is.
As someone who's being targeted politically.
He is being targeted politically. Everybody, like even your own fucking side is admitting this, Hannah.
It has admitted it, yeah.
Poor guy, we got to stick up for him. So I want to explain my reaction to it real quick because
Keep your hair down because you look less insane
Wait,
when you do.
Why can't I hear it? Hang on, what the fuck? Did I do something?
I can hear it.
Hang on, play it.
I've just been...
Oh, I can't hear it. What the Hang on, something weird's going on. Why can't I hear this? Literally, why?
Less and less.
I can't hear that. What the Oh, I see it. Sorry, it's Brave. It's the Brave browser. Oh, fuck. It does that thing where sometimes when you click on the tab, it mutes it. There we go, I got it now.
Interested in hyperbole and generalizations, right? Like, for me, there's two things happening.
Hyperbole and generalizations. Yeah, you lefties never do that, ever.
No, never. Never do that. Not ever in a quadrillion years.
Number one, I have an issue strategically with doing that because I know full well what the media ecosystem looks like. I know how people get radicalized and propagandized based on the filter bubbles they exist in.
Yeah, like you people do.
Like you,
And
yeah.
when you think about how the system is set up in this country, both politically and media-wise, it is easy for people to fall down this rabbit hole of right-wing radicalization because if you're just watching Fox News, if you're just watching OAN, all you're hearing day in and day out is the worst twisted perspective on the left.
Okay, let me just
And
say.
that-
Okay, let me just say something here for the record.
Go ahead, yeah.
Because I read right-wing news and I read left-wing news. Let me
As
just
do
say this
I.
for the record, okay? If you read the right-wing news, you would think the left are fucking nuts. If you read the left-wing news, you will realize the right is
Think
being
the
fucking
left is fucking
charitable.
nuts.
Because
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
fucking worse than what the right thinks. You are.
100%. 100%. If you read the right-wing coverage of this stuff, right-wing coverage,
It purports to be objective about what the left. The left,
a
on the
little-
other
it's
end,
excoriate-
is just
it's
fucking
excoriating.
nuts.
But then if you go read the way the left reports on shit, it's pure
Insane.
and utter insanity.
It is completely detached from reality.
I highly suggest that anybody who, if there are some people who are in the Fox News OAN bubble, which would be people like, which are boomers, people like my dad, right? And no offense to my dad is an incredibly intelligent man, but like he mostly watches that shit because he has no interest in listening to these lunatics. But
I wonder why.
well, no shit. But if you were to go and listen to the stuff that they have to say, well, it would only be confirmatory because they say the craziest shit imaginable, right?
Imagine if you were someone who only listened to MSNBC.
You would have a
Your
totally warped
mind
view of the world.
would be utterly fucked.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
would be a borderline communist.
You'd be a nut job, yeah.
Yeah, you like if you listen to if you watch like Joy Reid, the most miserable bitch with that fucking name ever.
Oh, she's so awful.
Right, you would think you live in like fucking fairy tale land.
What's funny, she used the term filter bubble without actually understanding that there are people in the left in filter bubbles. Filter bubbles exist on all sides of the political spectrum. And I brought up that mirror thought thing earlier, which is that, well, mirror thought happens on all sides.
The only one who
get it
isn't is
fucking
basically
twisted.
Jimmy Dole.
Oh, I know. Ugh. Jimmy confuses me. Because Jimmy sometimes will have like legitimately good takes, but he's so devoted to the left as his religion that he can't break out of it. It's sad.
Yeah, Jimmy's thing is he must remain bipartisan because he thinks the way to beat the system is to unite the left and the right, but still while being on the left.
Yeah. Well, maybe don't spit on Alex Jones. I don't know, Jimmy.
Yes, but I think the thing with Jimmy is when you had him on Patrick's show, like he can be sensible, but he still has this obsession with this is how I want the system to work without like realizing like the way that you want the system to work is not how humans ever worked.
Right, and
You live in an abstraction.
Errol Merton, all sides are the same. No, that's not what we're saying. Not whatsoever. We're definitely not saying that both sides are the same. You can get a sort of warped perspective if you only watch Fox News and only Fox News. But the left-wing media apparatus is nothing but lies. And that's the right-wing media apparatus is full of lies as well. But
I kind of disagree
the left-wing...
with that.
Really? You don't think like Fox News does have lies on it as well?
No, it's true, but I don't mean in terms of Fox. I mean just in terms of if you were to just
Comparatively, the right-wing media apparatus right now is far more full of truth than the left-wing media apparatus, which is full of just like coping. Just believe us, please.
Yeah,
you know,
but,
that's
like,
basically what they got.
But the left is like the left. If you were to just look at this objectively, the right's like, here's what we think. Here is what the left actually thinks. If you read the left, then you'll go, oh yeah, this is like legitimately the dumb shit that they say. When you read what the left says about the right, you go, okay, I've read the right. This is not at all what they think.
No,
not even remotely. That's what I'm saying. Is that
tales.
the right
Yeah.
can accurately describe the left, but the left cannot accurately describe the right.
Yeah, we've talked about that a whole bunch.
Yeah.
The right can accurately, and in fact, there's research on that.
Of course.
Sorry, that's my catchphrase. But there is research on that the right is actually able to accurately describe the left and figure out what they think, but the left has no fucking clue what the average person on the right thinks. There's been, and it's not just like research, it's massive level polling. It's like Pew level data where the left just thinks that Republicans and conservatives sit around like just like, oh, I want to kill trans people, and that's all they do all day. It's thinking about killing trans people, which is of course
They
ludicrous.
strawman the shit out of their opposition.
They have no idea what their opposition thinks whatsoever. They're completely
Detached from reality.
solipsistic and detached from reality. Yes.
Biden administration, on social spending, on all the issues that we care about, right? In fact, one of the things that I've noticed is the right wing loves to tell right wing voters, oh, the left, they're just full of elitists. They think you're trash. They think they're better.
Like you, Anna. Who
Like
thinks you're
this
better
is
than everybody.
literally what you are known
I love this.
for.
I love
you
this part.
You literally said, I'm better than you, word for
Much fucking better
word,
than you.
stupid
Much
bitch.
fucking better than you. End quote.
They're better than you. And then they'll come.
The fact that she
Again,
can say that without like
with a straight face,
any
without
fucking deviation
having
is
any
amazing.
without having any kind of recognition that the reason why the right thinks that is because of you, Anna Kasparian.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Come across content where we'll say disparaging things about them, we'll put them down.
Where you'll say you're better than them, much fucking better than them, Anna.
I will give her
And I
credit
think
for
that
actually admitting that.
But
That's at least slightly
no,
better.
she didn't. She's saying it's wrong. She's saying like they're
We do
clipping
that,
it out
yes.
of context. They're clipping it out of context. They don't understand it. Sure, Anna.
That is playing right into right-wing media's trap. And I have an issue with that as well.
By showing them what you say, that's not a trap.
Yeah.
That's like libs
No,
of TikToks with the media, basically.
Well, that's why do they hate libs of TikTok? Because it shows you what the left is doing. They don't want people on the right to know what they're doing. Same reason why they hate this parental rights bill. They don't want you to know what they're doing.
Well,
okay, so obviously I have a lot to say, but let me start with this. First of all, the reason why I say the right wing loves criminals in the context of always defending Donald Trump's crimes, let alone
It's because he's never actually been found guilty of committing any crime.
on the crimes
Exactly.
of many other Republicans, right?
Yeah, post them. As I asked before when we started the stream, post them. What's the crimes?
What about the Democrats?
Oh my God. Well, they use the TYT. I used to watch TYT many years ago.
So did
because
most
they
people
would
right
actually.
now.
I know, because they used to call out the left and the right, but they don't now. They're just a full-on propaganda
Shield for the
arm
Dems.
of the DNC.
Is because they generally have a concept of the rule of law is for you, but I don't want any rules or laws binding me.
Yeah, no one actually thinks this.
I'm interested in power. I'm not interested in justice. I think there is a difference between the right and the left. I think the left has a more expansive view of who equality and justice should apply to, which is
This is like gaslighting to
You
like
mean
a
equity,
fucking 10th
not
degree.
equality. Please get that word out of your mouth because you know you're not supposed to. Chunk, you're not supposed to use that word equality because you know that actually means equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. The word that you're looking for, Chunk, is equity. You're supposed to stop using that word equality because it doesn't apply to what you believe in, you
You can say the F word in a couple of minutes.
buffalo. I was going to call him
Everybody on
fat.
the right
I was going to
thinks
call him fat. I was
no.
gonna call him the F word.
Oh, just say he's a fat bastard.
Fat buffalo.
I want equality and justice for me and people inside my wagons. I don't really want it for you. So I think there is a difference. And I think that.
Do you have any proof of this whatsoever, or are you just being deliberately inflammatory? Like your co-host
Animation.
said.
By the way, Animation Unlimited, I'm sure you do hate the parents' rights bill, but you may not have been here when we actually went over what it said, which is that parents should be allowed to see what their children are being taught. I'm sure you hate it because...
I think they're being.
No,
hyperbolic.
Animation. I know Animation Unlimited. No, he's not. He's a very big supporter of transgender stuff. He I guarantee thinks that because, and I'm not saying this to be rude to Animation, but I know you a little bit, my dude. I've known you for years.
Oh,
He
really?
most likely,
Why are you in this chat then?
no, because he's a friend of mine.
Oh,
But
okay. Why?
I guarantee that he thinks that it's anti-trans. It's
He's not going to like my opinions.
No, he's not. But
As a matter of fact, he's going to hate me within the next half an hour. and-
Animation
which is
Unlimited is
excellent.
a nice lad who has tried to teach me Icelandic, but I guarantee he has not read the bill and didn't watch the part where we went over it.
Okay.
It's important warriors on our side because in my lifetime, all I've ever had is pathetic weakling Democrats who never fight back against endless assault by the right wing. The right wing assaults.
I like the way that he can't give any example
No,
and he just
no
repeats
example,
the phrase
ever.
over and over and over again. Like a
Dreadnought
dim-witted
for five
fat
says.
bastard.
Dreadnought for five says, why does anyone care about the Buffalo and his undersecretary, Miss Skullface? Yeah, she's not married. They're not even fun to make fun of anymore. It's just that, yeah,
Actually,
you know what? That's
no.
true. That is true.
But it is funny.
It is. It's a little bit funny that they're just screaming into the void like this. Isn't it interesting?
Yeah,
I
but
guess
there's,
it's a little
there's a couple of things that they said that I wanted to make fun of
Yeah.
specifically
because it amused me.
Yeah.
Assaults. And then our guys come in and go, oh, sorry, but no, we love Republican voters. So I don't want that. I don't want that at all. We've got to fight for you. At the same time, of course, Anna's not wrong in saying we have to come together somehow. And the culture wars, which she talks about all the time, culture wars are a distraction.
No, and it's intentionally meant to divide us, and
It is.
and that has happened.
So how do you fix that riddle?
And you also continuously push them, by the way. So
Yep.
you're not exactly helping. You're
Nope.
you're actually exacerbating the situation. But all right then.
That's the conversation.
Anna
which
is
that you
married?
Yeah, she's married.
I'm shocked. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, she got a ring. Okay.
have to fight back against the other side. But if you do it so much, well, then you're never going to get to actually fight the real bad guys, who are the guys up top who are getting us to fight while they're robbing the place blind.
Okay,
You know what? By the way, hang on, pause for a second. Agree 100%, Chank, on that one. This is all about getting us people at the bottom. All this transgender and gender shit is about getting us to fight while the people at the top do whatever the fuck they want. Chank is right on that. 100%. I agree with Chank Huger on that. It's too bad that he will still support the people at the top every single time that it supports his political movement. I agree with him on what he said. It's unfortunate he doesn't stand by that in practice.
Line or the distinction is the culture wars are waged by the powerful, right? It's a form of manipulation. It's a way to keep us divided, to control us, and to aid and abet, their corporate donors in essentially redistributing wealth, continuing to redistribute wealth from the bottom to the top.
Dark Phoenix, real quick.
called
Dark Phoenix
democracy.
5 says, Aiden, do you know where to find the polls data of people's ability to describe their opposite beliefs? I don't have it off the top of my head, but I believe it was actually Pew level data. these were it was either Pew or Rasmussen. It was massive level data. It was not in a study or something like that I found that from. I'm sorry I don't have it off the top of my head. It was brought up in context. I would be able to find it. However, watch my next video. I guess I'll go over some of it. It will be in that video.
Yeah.
However, I think you should be able to find it fairly easily if you look up. Type in like maybe not Pew, but type in or Google search something like Republicans versus Democrats belief understanding. That might help it. I think it probably is Pew, but it might be Rasmussen. I don't know. It's massive poll level data that I'm talking about there. Spoon's familiar with it as well, which I'm not being gaslit, so I know it's real, but yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, you talk about warriors. Like, I want warriors. I'm sick of these mealy-mouthed Democrats. I hear you on that. But we should be warriors against the power structure. We should be warriors against the propagandists.
They need to actually do that, Anna, instead of continually and constantly supporting the power structure. I wish you were what you were 7 years ago. Because at that point, you were against the power structure, but now you are an arm of it. And then pretend that you're not. And that's what makes me sad.
In right-wing media, right? Those who actually have the power. I think that we make the mistake of assuming that every single right-wing voter who defends Trump knows that Trump engaged in criminality, but they don't care. Now,
what criminality? The Stormy Daniels thing that we covered?
Do you see what I mean? Even when they try talking this argument, they still miss the point.
Yeah, they missed the mark. Yeah, they have to go back because they have to stay on target.
Under Trump, yeah.
Because they have to stay on target because they are owned. They are literally owned by the Democrat establishment. They are bought and paid for. That is not a conspiracy theory. That is a fucking fact that the Young Turks are owned by the Democrats.
There are some Republican voters who think like that? I'm sure, of course. Do I think every single Republican voter falls in that camp? No, I don't. Just based on the misinformation that they are fed intentionally by right-wing media every single day.
Yeah, whereas you never fucking lie ever.
Yeah,
like,
and
really,
as Atomic Peach said very well.
Fucking
I'm
hell.
against the power structure, but I want the power structure when I like it. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And they hear nothing else. They hear no other perspective other than whatever exists in that right-wing ecosystem.
What do you think happens in your fucking ecosystem,
Okay,
Anna?
this is the thing that I detest the most, is they talk about this as if the right never discusses the left.
Yeah.
And I can tell that they've never read that, because if they read about the right, I know most of my shit about the right because I read about the left from the right. Because if I read what the left says about just themselves,
I read
the
about
right
both
characterizes
sides.
the left
Right.
better than the left characterizes themselves. Because they need to lie fucking constantly
Precisely.
because they're full of shit.
Precisely.
So if you want to get an honest perspective of what the left thinks, go read the right.
Yep.
That's the fucked up thing. People say, oh, you need to read the left and the right to get a balanced perspective. No, you fucking don't. Like in past, maybe that was the case, but not now.
Yeah.
Now you can straight up read the right and you will learn nothing new by reading the left, other than the right is correct and the left are completely insane.
I mean, it's interesting to watch them, but just fucking scuttle like this.
So, is propaganda an enormous part of the answer? Of course, there's no question about it. Are there good guys on the Republican side who have been misled by a number of factors? One is right-wing media. Oh my God, do you know what they're doing to the M&Ms?
Do you see what I mean? Do you see that this makes me want to fucking
Going
deck
to
him.
the M&M thing.
But like this is so
There's
insane.
nobody.
You
we
are-
have never even covered the M&M thing because nobody fucking cares.
Hey, and I'm fucking talking.
Go ahead.
God's
Sorry.
sakes. Right? Is that you are holding like this is how to talk to right wingers. And the first thing is, oh, you've been propagandized. If you listen to us, you'll receive a true enlightened opinion. Like you fucking arrogant fat sack of shit.
Yeah.
Even when you try to talk to the right, you are coming off like such a smug, condescending piece of shit.
And his go-to is about an M&M character.
Yeah. You're
Which
talking
is
about
so-
crime, apparently, and this is the shit you're discussing.
Right. And you're talking about an M&M. It's supposed to be about crime. This is why no one takes you seriously, Chunk.
You should be really angry. Oh, trans athletes in schools, there's 12 of them. You should be really
Okay.
There's more than 12 of them.
Okay, can I address this point? Because this is what bugs the crap out of me. Okay, let me explain
Again,
to you.
now he's just lying.
Okay, let me explain to you how sports works. Okay, you fucking idiot, Jank. It doesn't matter if there's 1,000 female athletes and only 3 trans ones, because guess what? There's only 3 fucking winners. It's silver, gold, and bronze.
Yeah.
If it's 3 men, guess who will always take the fucking first position, second, and third position?
Yep.
The 3 fucking dudes, you dumbass.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Oh wow, Chunk.
What a
Yeah, it's so
fucking
difficult to
stupid
understand.
argument.
And guess who gets college scholarships? Guess who gets money based on that? It's the trans people, because they are trans women, meaning they are biological men competing in women's sports against which women can't compete. Let's be honest.
Really angry, right? So that is an enormous factor. In fact, that's the number 1 factor.
No, it isn't.
And there are plenty of people that I know who, unfortunately, humans are super open to influence, okay? I've told you a couple of times, my uncle voted for Trump, even though Trump was talking about banning Muslim immigrants from the country.
Based.
But he's a Muslim immigrant, right? So
Yeah, because he probably realized that there's a problem there, my dude.
Yeah.
propaganda is a hell of a drug. And
what you do is propaganda, Chunk.
Yeah, it's the main thing you peddle.
Yeah.
Uncle's not a bad guy. Another friendly friend I have, a lovely, great guy, unbelievable guy.
Does your uncle love crime?
So hold on. Okay. No, but now
wow, what a fucking bitch. What a cunt. Look at her smiling, smug fucking face.
Okay, but
Anna, you
here's
gotta
the thing.
watch out. He's gonna genocide your people any fucking second. They did it
The
before.
thing of it is that came off quite culturally insensitive in its own
It really was. Like, Anna, be afraid. Like,
Are you trying to say because
look,
she's Muslim she likes crime? Is that what you're trying to say, Anna?
Well, Anna, as an Armenian, you gotta watch out because Chung's people did a little bit of a genocide on your people not too long ago. It's in the name of your fucking show.
No, that's why never happened, according to him.
Why you call it TYT now instead of the Young Turks? Because that was a group that genocided Armenians, Christian Armenians. Oopsie doopsie poopsie on that one.
has convinced them that it's okay if Donald Trump commits crimes.
But
it's
no,
okay if Republican leaders
but
commit crimes.
hold on 1 second, Cenk. Fox News never acknowledges that Trump has committed crimes. In fact, Fox News is now dealing with a $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit.
They know. So there's a poll out today. 65% of Americans say Donald Trump definitely committed a crime. 41% of
I don't care what
No, they
people
don't.
think. The people are not educated in this, and all they hear is the mainstream news. They don't understand legal knowledge whatsoever. Who cares? This is a poll that doesn't matter. I don't really give a shit. This is one, like, I like polling, by the way. I'm a social scientist. I like polling. People thinking that Trump committed a crime when they've
Yeah.
been propagandized
There's
is
not
the
evidence
most
that he's committed a
stupid,
crime.
worthless poll in the entirety of the fucking universe.
Do you believe this
Who
man
gives
is
a
guilty?
shit?
Yes. Do you have any evidence to support your case? No.
No. Stupid.
Republicans say Donald Trump definitely committed a crime.
Okay.
They just go, I don't care. I don't care that he committed a crime.
So look, that 41.
Okay, good. Well, they don't know because this is, it's pointless. What an absurd thing to bring up. What a stupid poll to even exist. The vast majority of Americans have no idea what the fuck is going on whatsoever. So who cares?
Percent wrong, but you got to be specific and say 41% of Republican
Yeah,
voters,
name
according
the
to this
crime,
poll,
name the
acknowledge
crime.
Trump's criminality, and they don't care.
And then we get real. Another 40%, no, he did it, but they won't acknowledge it. Okay.
What crime? No, he did what? No, he did what? No, he did what, Chunk? Name the fucking crime. Interesting. They keep talking about Trump's criminality, and yet in 7 minutes have not named the fucking crime.
But you're just stating that as fact. Okay, so let me do exactly what you're doing, but to the left, okay? And tell me whether or not you guys would take well to this argument. I personally would not take well because I identify as someone who's on the left, and I don't agree with this, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to San Francisco. That's in the headlines quite a bit these days. I got to give you the context of the story so you understand where I'm coming from. So over the weekend, there was this big story about a CNN reporter who got robbed twice. Okay, so the 2 CNN employees went to San Francisco specifically to report on property crimes and an uptick in crime.
And they got robbed, which is funny.
And
as
they
fuck.
got robbed, yeah. I know, they got robbed, which was, it's just hilarious. But explain it to us, Anna. Explain to us why actually you need to live in leftist cities, and they're the best places on earth, because living in a leftist city is amazing and beautiful and wonderful.
Crime in San Francisco overall. So Kyung La tweeted that she and the senior producer for CNN's Los Angeles bureau were inside City Hall for an interview, okay, when thieves allegedly broke into their car, breaking the window, and then they removed items within seconds.
Right
so she writes, got
outside
robbed
of
again.
City Hall.
Jason.
Right outside of City Hall. They don't care. The criminals in San Francisco, they know that they will not be prosecuted because the second they walk in and they have dark skin, then it's fine, right? And then they get just released, which is what happens to these people. You're like, oh, sorry, don't want to be racist.
Jason and I were at City Hall in San Francisco to do an interview for CNN. We had security to watch.
My husband's not a Pole, he's a Norman.
Our rental car plus crew car, like they had security with them and they had already had this incident happen to them. They didn't want to repeat, which is why they got the security, right? Now, thieves did this in under 4 seconds. Security stopped the jerks from stealing other bags, but seriously, this is ridiculous. And look, the property crimes in San Francisco are ridiculous. It's brazen, it happens in the middle of the day. In fact, it happens so often that you're about to see what airlines have done in response to it. But she continues in the—
What race is committing the crime?
Well, gee, I know, like, okay, again, I'm gonna need you tonight, like, to stay up. Get some tea. Make you some tea, dude. We're gonna go tonight.
It's some
Go get some coffee and tea if you need to
melanated
right now. No, make it. We haven't touched the main topic tonight.
Don't
okay?
you tell me what the fuck to do.
I'm telling you what to do.
This thread by saying, San Francisco is a beautiful city. This is our 3rd day here and I've loved my time here. But if you do visit the city, know that even with hired security watching your car, it is not enough. Now, they stole her bags, which included her passport and identification. So she was worried about being able to fly back home, but
no shit. Stole her fucking ID.
Why the hell would you put your ID not on
Man,
your person?
I carry my passport with me. If I go anywhere with my passport that's not on my if I go anywhere where I need my passport, yeah, he is. But if I not R, it's just slash. Don't put R. Like it's just not Reddit.
Our post sounds retarded.
If I had to go anywhere where I would need my passport, it's on my person all the time. Excuse me. I would never take my passport off my person, but at the same time, it's not this woman's fault for that happening to her. And do you understand like how devastating losing a passport is? It can take 6 months to get a passport.
What?
Back. You didn't know that?
In your fucking country, maybe.
In the US, it can take 6 months to get a passport.
Man, your government really sucks monkey dick.
Now, through the mail, if you live in DC, you can go to the passport office and get one right away, which I did when I moved to the UK because I needed a new passport. But in the mail, it can take up to 6 months.
A load of this. Because so many people get their cars broken into and their bags stolen, she wrote. Southwest Air was very used to my lack of ID problem and smoothly gave me my ticket after a brief security check off to TSA now. Now you might say, all right, Anna, like what does this have to do with the left? Are you just highlighting this because it happened in San Francisco, which of course is pretty progressive? It's more than that, okay? Because the San Francisco Democratic Party endorsed a district attorney.
It's progressively getting worse in crime.
You voted for all of this, Anna. You voted for all of this.
Oh, God.
This is what you wanted. Why don't you like it now? I'm sorry, I'm confused. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Why don't you like it?
This is why voting is cringe and gay.
Yeah,
attorney candidate. And you're about to hear from him. His name is John Hamasaki, who takes to mocking victims of these types of crimes. For instance, one person had written on Twitter, my teammates will be scarred forever. This person is a foreigner and also dealt with a similar situation. Being robbed hits you at your core, especially when it's thousands of dollars of loss. There is no downtown recovery without an aggressive push for safety. And then he tagged Mayor London Breed. Now, the district attorney candidate that was endorsed by the Democratic Party in San Francisco said, interesting, would getting your car window broken and some stuff stolen leave you scarred forever? Is this
hoisted by her own petard? Exactly.
Is what the suburbs do to you? Shelter you from basic city life experiences so that when they happen, you are broken to the core? He's writing this to someone who traveled to the United States from another country, basically telling him, oh, you're a victim of crime, you can go F off.
But that's what you're doing right now, Anna. I mean, that's basically what you're doing right now. I don't understand. Like, that's what you're doing as well. It's like, well, this is just the thing that happens in these cities. And we need to also remove the police. You fought for this. You fought for this to get rid of the police so that there would be no policing in leftist cities. And you said that would be great. And now how's it working out? This is what you fought for. Gary Thomas for 5 says, You know, AOC, Anna Kasparian, Amber Heard are all technically attractive women, but they have such toxic personalities that I can't see it anymore.
None
I know,
of those three women are attractive, by the way.
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard has no tits.
Yeah, she's pretty attractive though. Stefan Nizek for 5 says Chunk is sitting there reminded of when Anna got upset about the San Francisco crime rate, worried about how she might go all turf once again. Yeah, we covered Anna's turf tweet that got her in trouble, and she got so upset that conservatives. She got so that the conservatives were backing her, and this is the difference, right? Like if I posted something that the left would find palatable, they would never support me. But people supported Anna. They were like, good on you, Anna. And then she got upset that the right was supporting her.
Yeah, good for you for supporting women.
Right.
And then you got shit from this woman for saying good for her for supporting women instead of men.
And she shit on you. She hates you for being nice to her. And that's why don't support Anna Kasparian, even when she says correct things, because she hates you. She actively hates you. Dark Phoenix for 5 says, when you finish this segment, please take the quiz I sent on Discord. Oh, shoot. Okay.
What's the quiz on Discord?
We'll see. I'll check it out in a second. Okay.
Okay.
So is there a portion of the left that is way too permissive about crime? Yeah, of course there is. So, but first of all, look at this. I acknowledge an obvious reality. Already in right-wing media, it would be impossible, right? They would never acknowledge that they have radical right, etc. So, but okay, now let's look at how left-wing voters.
Which?
He just says like the right would never recognize that there's a radical right, which I don't really. I mean,
there isn't, by the way, but just
where?
No, it's because you are so far to the left. The center looks fucking
right. That everyone is radical. So, but
yes.
but will you?
Everyone to the right of fucking Mao in your world is radical.
Right. So Chunk, but would you admit that there's a radical left? Of course, he won't recognize that
There's
either, which
only
is
a
very
radical
cute.
left.
I know he won't recognize that at all.
With that versus right-wing voters, right? So Hamasaki, by the way, lost. In Seattle, they elected a bunch of progressives because they thought progressive means helping the average person, making progress towards equality, etc. That's true. It does mean those things.
No, it doesn't.
And then, for whatever reason, the crazed left-wing activists in Seattle said, no, that means we just set up a nonstop crime central in the middle of Seattle and destroy everything in our path and believe in anarchy. And then,
Cheng, that's what's going to
anarchy.
happen. Cheng, that's what's going to happen every time you do this.
Yes.
You
because
silly,
that's
silly
because
Billy.
that's what progressivism is in practice.
You silly
fucking
buffalo
moron.
man. You silly buffalo man.
left-wing voters of Seattle were like, no, that's not what we meant. Most of you are fired, okay? Same thing happened in Portland. Same thing's gonna happen in San Francisco and in LA. The prosecutor recalled very left-wing voters saying, I am against this. Whereas Republicans, 41% say, yeah, I know Trump's a criminal, so what?
Okay, that's fair enough. And by the way,
So how is he criminal?
Okay,
You've
no,
said
no,
this
no,
now
no,
about
hold on a second.
10 times
How
in
the fuck,
12 minutes.
How the fuck did you go from the attorneys who don't care about crime, but for some reason the right, who you just said do not care about crime, would not be in favor of keeping that attorney, which you just said doesn't adhere to crime? That doesn't make any fucking sense, Cenk, you dumbass.
What a fucking lunatic.
What the fuck
I'm just being clear in that I believe that it is wrong to take examples like this and make a blanket statement about the left loving crime. Okay.
It just happens to be that every single fucking city where you have a DA, George Soros, there's a mass amount of crime. I looked at a stat earlier, something like 78% of prosecutions in Washington were never gone through with.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
Yeah. Yeah. They just let people go. You do appear to love crime. And unfortunately, you have been promoting criminality for the last 10 years, Anna. And now you're upset about it. And I think Anna has, haven't they moved? Haven't they all moved? I think, didn't the entire TYT studio move to Texas? Or am I making that up in my head?
No, they would fucking wish.
Did they though?
No.
Am I making that up?
Why the fuck would they move to Texas?
The Young Turks.
No, they haven't moved to Texas.
I bet they did. Let's see.
They didn't.
Let me give you more because Los Angeles is a little different. By the way, a few more things I got to tell you about this guy. He is insane because he's in favor of, I guess, teenagers having possession of stolen guns. Here's another example. So apparently there was a post on Twitter about how a stolen 9mm
They haven't
gun.
moved to Texas yet. They will move to Texas in about 6 months.
No, they won't.
Most likely, my guess. Yeah.
Gun was confiscated from a 17-year-old teenager, right? Hamasaki responded to that by saying, uncomfortable truth, taking a gun from one kid may as likely stop violence as end up in that kid getting killed. It may feel good to post this photo, but I've known too many kids who were killed for being in the wrong neighborhood, often their own, and unable to protect. The 17-year-old was in possession of a stolen gun, and this guy has a problem with that gun being taken away from him.
And he's like,
excuse me? Are you admitting that the majority of crimes are committed with stolen and improperly possessed guns? I know you're complaining about something else, but the reality is that the vast majority of gun crime. So we're going to talk about when we switch over. Is that a lot of people have said that oh well, there's all kinds of gun crime. Well, the vast majority of gun crime that's committed in the United States is black on black gun crime, and most of it is done with illegally owned firearms, not with legally owned firearms.
oh, he's using it for his protection. First of all, how do you know? Second of all, no, 17-year-olds don't get to walk around with stolen weapons. And
because the gun is already stolen, therefore he committed a crime, you fucking retard.
Yes, idiot.
say, oh, it's for my protection. How do you know that guy wasn't going to commit a significant crime with that stolen weapon, which is already a significant crime? But
okay, so you just admitted you just debunked your own point like 5 seconds later. Well done.
With the Democratic establishment in San Francisco endorsing this guy, one could argue, right? I would say it's inaccurate. One could argue the left loves crime, but the left doesn't love crime.
No, but
the left does love crime. I'll be right back.
Well, you love criminals rather.
But Anna,
that is a mischaracterization.
But those leftists there, I think, are extreme. And yeah, they think crime is not that big a deal. They say it all the time.
Representative of all left-wing voters.
Of course not, but that's my point.
So I just
it just happens everywhere you find a mass of these people. There just seems to be a huge amount of crime. And also it's because these people don't want to admit that there is a certain element of, how can I say this in a PC way, cultural superiority with a certain group of people. Can you guys guess which one?
Just look, all I'm asking for is specificity, right? And I'm also asking for, just stay away from hyperbole and needlessly making blanket statements about whole swaths of the population.
Okay, black people commit more crime and white people commit less crime by population density. Just by sheer numbers, this is a reality.
So that's the problem I have. We're not getting to the heart of the problem. So look, the Republicans, generally speaking, and not just generally speaking, I'll give you specific examples, are the aggressors, right? So we didn't just pass hundreds of laws against straight people in the country. They just passed hundreds of laws.
The politicians, and we should fight them, Cenk.
Do you think the Republican voters are against those laws? Be honest.
Cenk, I mean, what do they hear? Constant libs of TikTok, constant propaganda that's meant to.
That's not constant propaganda. They literally just show leftists talking. That's not propaganda. It's literally just called libs of TikTok. She just goes on TikTok and shows what these people post themselves on fucking TikTok.
Oh no, how dare they? You posted it.
Yes.
Them about the others. You know this.
I know, but
it's not fear. It's disgust. That is not the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what do we do? Because we can't just go.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Let's throw gay people.
That is not what I'm suggesting.
I know you're not suggesting that. So I'm asking, what do we do?
Okay. So do you think that
you have a shitty worldview, and there's nothing you can do to change people's mind because you suck.
Do you find it weird, like you and I never have conversations like? Do you find it weird that you and I never have conversations like the way that Anna and Chunk are screaming at each other?
It's because you and I are more moral, for one, and we're not completely insane. And also, we're not trying to peddle propaganda.
Chunk and Anna have a platonic friendship, I guess, as co-hosts. Well, whatever you think about that, but you and I have never had a conversation that sounded like, even though when we vehemently disagree with one another, it's never sounded anything like this. I just think that's weird.
That's because we're both masculine in orientation.
I guess so, but like we've never had an argument like this.
Feminine as poles.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, maybe that's why. I do find it weird. That just popped into my head. Like you and I have never had a conversation like this.
If Aiden were to ever scream
saying
at me,
you guys are
horrible
stupid.
Thing would happen to her.
Yeah, true.
You guys love crime. You guys are hateful. Ordinary people. Are you persuading?
You are hateful and you do love crime. So
that is an accurate assessment of your politics.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
Or are you just
First of all,
releasing, the
no,
emotional frustration that I also feel myself?
No, this is super important, and this is a good question, and it has a very good answer. So we are in a political battlefield. We have to win on these elections so we can win on the bills, because they're winning the elections and winning the bills, and they're actually passing laws saying that gay people are so evil we can't have innocent kids hear about their existence. Okay, so I cannot let that stand.
Sorry.
So
That's not what was in the bill. We read the bill. We went through the points of the bill. So you're making shit up, Chunk. You're lying to your audience. Stop freaking lying. Are you done with this? Because I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah. Also, Jenny, just out of curiosity, we've had, I don't know, an anti-gay sort of movement for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Roughly speaking, we didn't need to teach children at the age of 6 about gay sex, you fucking pedophile.
Weirdly.
Right, to
we
get to
didn't.
this position. So please explain to me why in the holy hell you think it is in any way appropriate or even necessary to teach children about gender identities from the age of 6. Because again, I think anyone who does that is straight up going to hell, and you should be in prison for the rest of your life.
I agree. So I want to talk about. Let's switch over to Rumble in just a second, but I want to.
That's why you need the link.
I want to share one more thing. I want to talk about that Wall Street Journal article real quick.
Oh, that's
I'm
gonna,
gonna share
like a 20-minute conversation.
No. I'm gonna go through it quick because I just want to talk about some of the
Why don't we just
data.
put it on Rumble?
Do you want to go all on Rumble now?
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Okay, guys. So here's the big ask. We have an astonishingly large following tonight on YouTube, which is that we have
a large one on Rumble as well, actually. There's 100 people there.
Awesome. So we have 189 people on YouTube. We're going to move to talking to the subjects that cannot be spake about.
Which means we can say gamer words.
We can say gamer words on Rumble. If you look at the link that's pinned, it's a link to our Rumble channel. We're going to stop streaming here on YouTube, and we're going to move exclusively over into Rumble. Okay? Because there's going to be things that we can't talk about on YouTube that we're going to have to talk about in Rumble. I wish we could talk about them on YouTube. It's actually quite insane that we can't talk about them on YouTube, but we can't.
By the way,
So-
I don't know how to turn off the stream on.
No, I'll do it. I'm just going to turn off the stream on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it. And then okay. So it, again, here's the link to the Rumble channel is right. I will post it again, even though it's pinned. But if you'd like to watch the rest of the stream, it will be right there. It is pinned. I'll post it a couple more times. We're going to end the stream here on YouTube because we can't talk about the things that happened here on YouTube.
So gamer words
So-
in the next couple of seconds.
Yeah. Anywho, hope to see you over on Rumble. And there's a reason why people do this. And see you over on Rumble. Bye-bye.
There we go.
Okay, the YouTube stream is over.
Sweet. Okay.